Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And I am glad to be back in the studio. You better believe that. But we're about to get popping. We're about to get popping with this free agency stuff. Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, possibly teaming up. You know what? I don't know, man, but let's talk about it. That's what we're getting into. A lot of free agency updates. Join us. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. You'll get a notification anytime that I go live, drop a video, post anything in my community section, anything like that. So make sure you subscribe right now. Right now, because tomorrow at 5:30, I'll be on live to keep us updated, keep you updated with everything happening with free agency. So you're definitely going to want to subscribe to the channel to make sure that you get a notification as soon as I'm live and I'm on. I sincerely hope everyone's having a good weekend. My weekend started off a little bit rocky. I'll be honest with you. Started off just a little bit rocky. Just a little bit rocky. I was supposed to have a tournament this morning. I was supposed to be in Towson all day. Coaching a basketball team. Coaching my ladies' basketball team. You see, I got the pink shirt on. Pink is for men. Remember that. Pink started out as a man's color anyway. That's the truth. But anyway, let's get back to my little story. First thing in the morning, I'm calling to make sure everybody's ready on the way to the game. The game is an hour and a half away. We played 2 games today. And I get the news that several players aren't going to make it, which meant that we did not have enough because I have one lady with a concussion, one lady with a torn meniscus, another lady who's had to take care of some personal business. So we were already short. And then 2 ladies tell me they're not going to make it. So I had to call the guy and say, hey, we're not going to make our games today. And he emails me back. I called like 3 times. 3 times. And he emails me back with a nasty gram. Nasty gram. Telling me it's ridiculous that I had to cancel the day of an event. And I get that. You know, I'm not going to say it's ridiculous. It's AAU. Children have families. Things happen. But then he said, don't bother coming tomorrow and you're not going to get a refund. I was hot. It's early in the morning. I called this guy up. He didn't want to call me back, so I emailed him back, and then I called him up. And I'm like, yo, there's no way in hell that you're going to disrespect me that way. I understand maybe you're upset because you had to fill in the spot. I get it. But you don't have to disrespect me like that. And I'm getting my money back. You better believe that. At least for the second day, I'm getting half of my money back because you canceled for the second day. I had players for the second day confirmed and ready to go. We got into a little bit of an argument, but I got my money back. And I let the dude know you're not going to disrespect me in that manner. That's not cool, man. It's not cool. But enough. That's enough for me. I know that's not what you came to talk about. You don't want to hear about me and my trials and tribulations when it comes to AAU basketball. Not right now. There's too much important stuff going on with the New York Knicks. So I know you don't want to hear it right now. I get it. I understand. And I know what you came to talk about. I know what everybody came to talk about. We got some guys in the chat ready to talk. So we're going to go ahead and get to it. Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, they've been in discussions about teaming up to play together. It's got a lot of Knicks fans excited. Why are Knicks fans excited about that? I mean, for the most part, people have kind of been like, yeah, the Knicks are going to interview Kawhi, but it's probably a long shot. Well, this is why, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian Wojnarowski, the notorious Woj. Says Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard have been discussing free agent scenarios that could include a future with them playing together. For now, and when he says for now, trust me, he means for now, because so many things have been moving and changing with this free agency. It's off the chain. He says for now, there are two clear possibilities for them to sign into the same franchise. That's the Clippers and the Knicks. Ladies and gentlemen. So I know there's a lot of people excited about that. I've been all over Twitter, seen all kinds of people on Twitter going crazy, praying, said they're going to break down into tears if this actually happens. We will see. We will see how this plays out. If you seen my video yesterday, you know that Kevin Durant is going to meet with 4 teams. The Knicks, the Nets, the Clippers, and the Golden State Warriors. So when you talk about the Clippers, when I heard the Clippers name, it surprised me. I was like, wait a minute. Kevin Durant is going to meet with the Clippers. I mean, I get it. I get it. They were a scrappy team. Took the Warriors to the brink. He played against them. You know, they didn't take him to 7 games. They took him to 6 games, but still. And he was there. He witnessed the type of team that they are. So maybe that's why. That's what I was thinking. Maybe that's why. But with everything going on with the Lakers, LeBron, Anthony Davis, they got max room for another star player. If that's the route that they choose to go, I was surprised. Like, why would he choose to go to LA where you're still going to play second fiddle to LeBron James in the Los Angeles Lakers? So I was questioning that. And then this comes, Woj, with the Woj bomb. And this comes out. Then it makes a little bit more sense. If Kawhi and KD have been having conversations, it makes more sense. Because we do know that Kawhi Leonard has interest in the Los Angeles Clippers, may have interest in the Los Angeles Lakers now, and of course, the Toronto Raptors. And now, maybe even the New York Knicks. So this is definitely news, right? It's definitely news. So it makes sense. Both players have both teams on their list to speak with. And those 2 teams have the ability to sign both players. A little bit of work will be involved for them to sign both players, but they have the ability for them to sign. Both teams have the ability to sign Kawhi and KD into their franchise. Again, for those just joining us, and I know that you already have heard and you've seen it on Twitter and on Instagram and wherever else you've seen it, ESPN, but I'm going to read it again anyway for the umpteenth time. Adrian Wojnarowski reporting with Ramona Shelburne. Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard have been discussing free agent scenarios that could include a future with them playing together. For now, there are 2 clear possibilities for them to sign into the same franchise: the Los Angeles Clippers and the New York Knicks. It's got a lot of people excited around New York. A lot of people excited. We got a chat building up, and I know guys want to talk about it. I'm pretty positive guys want to talk about it and have this conversation because there's a lot of conversation to be had. And, you know, there's so many different scenarios and things that can happen with it. You know, every year free agency comes, they talk about how the balance of power may change. how the NBA is going to look different. And, you know, it does sometimes. This year, though, it is going to look very different. Very different. Will the balance of power change? We don't know. The balance of power may stay in the West. The West could get stronger. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what LA would be like if you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis with the Lakers, which is already the case, and then you had Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant with the Clippers? Oh my gosh. It'd be lunatic. It'd be crazy in Los Angeles. It'd be crazy. Can you imagine if that happens? I'm not going to say it's out of the realm of possibility. Can you imagine if Kawhi signs with the Lakers? And now you have Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis in a Los Angeles Lakers uniform. You know, that'd be, I'd be pretty pissed off. Not going to lie about it. I'd be pretty pissed off with that. You know? I'm going to quickly come over here. We're going to transition real fast and check out some of the guys that's in the video chat. And, you know, I want to get you guys, I want to hear what you guys think about it. I want to know your thought process. Just give me a thought process. I don't want you to go into any of the particulars because we are going to get into some stuff. I just want to know your thought process on if it's truly a possibility. All right. So I'm bringing you guys over. We're going to start talking. We're going to get to it. I'm going to start with Mark. Because I know Mark is a little bit, you know, probably off the wall right now. Hey, Mark, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's good? What's happening, Sam?
I'm chilling.
So my thought process is if Kawhi ever went to the Lakers, I will stop officially watching basketball. I would officially stop watching basketball. Because that would be nuts. That would be nuts.
I know that it'd be nuts, right? But I mean, you're just gonna stop watching. I don't think you're gonna stop watching basketball.
Bro. Let me tell you something. When I'm gonna stop something, I would stop. Trust me. If that ever happened, I will ignore the NBA. Trust me, I would, because that would be on. You have 3 of the top 5 players on your team.
True.
That is just like, that's like ultimate front running of all time. Ultimate. That's ultimate front running. How can I watch a sport with ultimate front running like that? 3 top players?
I get what you're saying. I feel you. I hear what you're saying. Let me ask you this. Do you think Kawhi do you think he's that type of guy where he wants to be a front runner, where he wants to, what do you think?
I don't know, because he's an enigma. You don't know what he's thinking, what he likes. You don't know nothing. True. So it wouldn't surprise me if he went to LA. And if it did happen, bro, I would just stop. That should tell you a lot about LeBron, AD, and Kawhi himself. These dudes, if that happened, that would just be front running. That would just be front running, man. You couldn't accept that as competitors. You couldn't.
Competitiveness?
Yeah, you could not, because you got 2 of the top forwards in the league. It's not like Kawhi is some B+, C+ player. He is de facto 1 guy.
I feel
He's
you.
a de facto.
I feel you. I'm feeling you on it, man. Without a doubt.
And then, honestly, if that ever happened, I have to take LeBron of all time. He's not top 5 of all time if that ever happened to me. No way. There's no way. If I'm that guy, I'm going to allow another guy of that caliber to come on my team like that. If I'm a competitor, that's like Sony and Xbox coming together. What that? Y'all both the crop of the crop of the NBA right now. Y'all changes the balance.
Okay, so all right. Let me ask you this: Do you think, how much of a chance do you really think the Knicks have of landing Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant?
Okay, you see now.
Yeah.
Because Kawhi is such an enigma,
Yep.
it is a possibility because Kawhi is like one person on earth. You don't know what he's going to say, what he's going to do. He is just a blank canvas. So it could go either way. But if he joins LA, oh my God.
Okay, just give me a percentage of a chance that you think the Knicks have of getting Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant. Give me a percentage.
Well, since Woj bomb, the man of free agent that tells the deals, it's a 50-50. Just because it's just what I say about KD. KD is one of these dudes. It's like he don't want it to be like a done deal. He want people to go in a frenzy, and then he's gonna come with I'm with the Knicks. So basically, it's like he's playing with the media right now. He's playing with everybody. He don't want it to be just a done deal. Him to New York. He just don't want it to be like that. That's why he's putting out. Oh, I'm taking my time. It might take me up until a week. You don't listen. When you want to go and do something, you know right there and then. You don't need no week to know where you want to go.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a life-changing decision, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're moving from one coast to the other. If that's the case, you're talking about a life-changing decision. So let me ask you it could take that. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If it's a life-changing, he's going from great, but he can also come to a pot of rich coming here regardless, because it's not like he's playing this year. So either way.
Okay. All right. Let me come back to you, Mark. I'm gonna come back to you. And I need to ask you guys to please put your name down at the bottom. Put your name down at the bottom so that people know who you are. All right. Mark, it says guest. Got this other guy here. It says guest. Put your name down at the bottom so that people know who you are. Viv, I'm coming to you, bro.
Yeah, what's going on, Tim? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you been? It's been a while.
I know. A combination of travel and some of these late shows just made it tough to come on this month.
I got you, man. I've been traveling and all kinds of stuff myself. You know,
yeah, the time zones kind of hurt me this time. You know, earlier in the month. So
yeah.
I did listen to all the shows, so it's finally good to be back on.
Yeah,
right at an important time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, important time. We got to get Knicks Film School back up.
Yes. Right? The content's there. We just need the account back up.
Exactly. The content's always going to be there. And for those of you who don't know, Knicks Film School has been his account has been suspended on Twitter. Right? So if you follow Knicks Film School on Twitter, or if you don't, you need to go follow him, because you can still follow his account. You need to let the people at Twitter know to get his account back up. Yeah. Apparently, he had some videos of Ron Baker back in the day, and maybe some of the songs. Something about, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I don't want anyone to quote me on anything. You can ask Knicks Film School.
It's just some copyright issues. Let's just generally say
that.
Yeah.
But you know, we're trying to get the account back up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if you follow him on Twitter, if you don't, you should go on Twitter. Let Twitter know we need that guy back up and popping.
Yeah, get the hashtag going, free KFS.
That's it. Free KFS. Hashtag free KFS. We want to get him back up.
Yep.
All right.
So anyways, back to the free agency.
Back to business.
Yep. Hey, where should we begin, Sam? I don't know. Where do you want to begin with this?
Well, we'll begin with KD and Kawhi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot. It's actually a lot more promising. In my honesty today, maybe compared to some of the other days earlier on this week. I have more of a hope of KD potentially thinking about joining us. I have him somewhere around 50% or so, which is not bad. I mean, it's like it could happen, it could not happen, but I could see a decent chance for KD. The idea of Kawhi sounds very interesting in my opinion, just because of the possibility of easing the pressure for Durant to return, allowing him to rehab in a level of peace.
Yeah.
But then also giving Kawhi some sort of, assurance that, okay, you come to New York, we can help you load management, but you can rest up a bit, and you don't have to worry about any of that, any of that pressure they have to deal with in the West. So I don't have it as high because I mean, there's a lot of different factors at play, but I think we're a very serious threat to like perhaps the Clippers or perhaps one of those teams. So I could see it being a decent possibility. Other than that, I think some of these other free agents, these like tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, it's gonna be a domino effect. We'll have to see what happens with these big guys. It's very interesting because I think the news of Kemba, Kyrie, and all these people have overshadowed some of the tier 2, tier 3 free agents that you mentioned earlier in the week and last week. The guys like Julius Randle and etc. They've kind of been overshadowed a bit by this news. So we'll have to see what happens with because I think a lot of it's contingent on these tier 1 guys. So, or not tier 1, but just like the first round of superstar free agents. So it's very tempting. There's a lot of different possibilities, and as you said, the tides are definitely turning in both conferences. So there's a wide open runway for a team like us to even potentially create a lot of noise.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna get to just a few. There's so many updates that could be had, but I'm gonna get to some of the big ones in just a minute. But before we get there, we know how the Knicks can fit Kawhi Leonard and KD into the salary cap, right? I think we have an idea on how that can work.
Yeah.
The Knicks have about $68 million.
It's actually right around, I think, 70, right. I thought.
I think it's a little bit less. In order for them to get there, they've got to release, I think they have until like the 15th of July or something like that. They've got to release a couple of guys.
So I think I have an updated number. Let me give you the updated number because I know the cap went up to 109.14 million.
So the cap is 109,140,000.
So technical cap space I have is about 69.9 million.
Yeah, it's about that when you release some of the holds of like Henry Ellington and Damian Dotson.
Yeah,
it comes to about that.
They released the hold of Ellington. They didn't release the hold of Dotson though.
Right.
But everybody else has been released, and also Lance Thomas. So technically, we don't have any of his contract on the books. So. Right. It would have kicked in tomorrow. That's why it ends up 69.9.
Right. So even still, with having 69.9 million, and I'm going to bring over Spot Track really quick, and we can take a quick look at it. You guys looking on YouTube, and if you are listening elsewhere, you're not going to be able to see it, but we'll spell it out for you. All right, you can see that we have, bottom line, the practical cap space here on Spot Track, and it doesn't include Damian Dotson coming off the books. So right now, this number that I'm going to read from Spot Track has Damian Dotson still in the figure. And if the Knicks see that they're going to be able to get 2 guys, Damian Dotson, his cap hold will be released. You better believe it. So right now, with Damian Dotson counted in the salary cap, it's $68,007,932. If you take Damian Dotson out of there, it's $69 million, almost $70 million. So you're right at that tip. You're right at that tip where you can sign Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard. Maybe there's ways that you can shave off some money here or there. You know what I'm saying?
I think I have a difference. I don't know if Spotrack has a difference. I think it's the difference of about 95,000. Which I think is actually going to be an inconsequential number, but that's the real difference between giving someone the full, like the 7 and 9 year max, and then also giving Kevin Durant the full amount of money that he can get.
Exactly. So it's a little bit of money, which over some time, if you're talking about $95,000 over 4 years, is for some of those guys, it'd be a drop in the bucket. They'll be able to find other ways to make that money up, I'm sure.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
But that's what it looks like for the Knicks. So the Knicks can, with doing very little moves, can fit these guys into the cap space. The Los Angeles Clippers is a little bit different, right? They have a little bit more work to do if they want to fit these guys into the cap space. We're going to take a look at the Clippers right here. All right. The Clippers and practical cap space have $55,101,000. Right? Now you're talking Kevin Durant is $38 million. Kawhi Leonard's 32.7 or something like that. Right? That's $70 million, a little bit over $70 million. They have 55. In order for the Clippers to get there, they've got some work to do. Right? Because that's practical cap space with their holds being released.
So what they have to do, Sim, is they really have one move, and their one move is to trade Gallinari to someone and only get about maybe $9 million back. Because that difference will allow them to get to the full 70.
Exactly.
They'll get both. Yeah.
Now, is there a place? Do you see any place where they can trade Gallinari?
Yes. There are a few spots. I would probably say Indiana could be one team. There's a bunch that actually now have cap space. They can probably just squeeze them in. I can't think of all of them on top. I actually, had Kawhi struck out, I thought New York would be not a bad idea just to take on his contract and get some sort of compensation, because I think it's an expiring deal anyways.
Right.
Now
1920 is an expiring deal.
Exactly. So that Indiana is one interesting option. I think a lot of teams actually have about 14 to 15. So I would say just about half the league, in my opinion.
Okay.
If you really think about it, I think half the league would be willing to take his contract and maybe give back about $9 million in contracts or just take it take it outright. They could just even absorb it too.
Right. Now, let's take a quick look, and I didn't get the chance. I wanted to have this out so that people can see it a little more clear, but I didn't get a chance to do it. Forgive me for that. All right. Just going to take a look at what the rosters look like and how they compare. Because even though we're talking about, let's take a look at the rosters. We'll do that. Before I even get into it, we're just going to take a quick look at the rosters. Again, we're talking about the possibility of Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard either signing with the New York Knicks or signing with the Los Angeles Clippers. All right. And we're going to take a look at the rosters. And I'm going to get something up so you guys can see it a little bit more clear, so the writing isn't so small as you're looking at it on your screens. Okay. So right now I have up the Knicks roster. This is from Hoops Hype. These are the players that the Knicks have under contract at the moment. Okay. You can take Lance Thomas out of there. Hoops Hype still has Lance Thomas on the roster. You can take him out of there. Lance Thomas has been waived. He's no longer a player on the New York Knicks, at least at the moment. Okay, Joakim Noah, you see him on here because we still owe him money until 2022. So we got Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Kevin Knox, Alonzo Trier, John Jenkins, get him out of there. Damian Dotson, not right now. Then you got Mitchell Robinson. All right, so that's who you have. And then, of course, you got R.J. Barrett. All right, that's who we have. Those are the guys we have on the roster. And let's see, maybe Spot Track has it a little more updated than Hoops Hype. They probably do.
No, you have it just about right. I guess though you have RJ, and then you're gonna have the other second round pick, Presdiscus or whatever. Iggy.
Yeah, right. But of course he's not signed as of yet.
Right. No, but yeah, he's not signed, but it'll come later on. Just
and it's not like with R.J. Barrett, his contract is guaranteed, so he's going to be signed.
Yeah, and he has a hold anyway, so
you have the cap hold for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Kevin Knox, Alonzo Trier, Mitchell Robinson, Luke Cornett, Damian Dotson. Those two guys, their holds will be released. So
Cornett is definitely released. He's an unrestricted free agent. Yeah.
Right, and then you have R.J. Barrett. So those are the guys that you're looking at who Kawhi Leonard and KD would be coming to play with. Right? He'd be playing with Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Kevin Knox, Alonzo Trier, Mitchell Robinson, R.J. Barrett. That's who he'd be playing with. And then, of course, you got to use your mid-level exception. You got to use minimum salary, the veterans minimum to fill out the rest of your roster.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's take a look at the Los Angeles Clippers and compare. With the Clippers, Gallinari, he'll be gone. Okay, now you're talking about Lou Williams, still be there. Right? You got Harrell, you got Shai Alexander, Jerome Robinson, Landry Shamet, Sindarius Thornwell, some of these Tyrone Wallace. Some of those guys may be, I think they have non-guaranteed contracts, so these guys down here, they may be released.
They're gonna be out of the picture, I think.
Right, they'd be out of the picture. Now, people say, well, you're still gonna have guys like Wilson Chandler, Patrick Beverly, and those guys. Actually, you probably won't, unless they're going to sign for the veterans minimum, because right now there's cap holds for these guys. You see here, these are cap holds, right? These cap holds have got to be released in order to bring in Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard. So that means Patrick Beverly's, he's going to be a free agent on the market. And if you're spending all of that money for both of those guys, what's going to be left? Is he going to take the mid-level exception when he could probably get more in the market?
He's getting a big contract from some teams.
Exactly.
At least $12 million a year.
Exactly. So which roster is better? Which roster would be better that they're coming into? Between the Lakers,
question is it
between the Clippers and the Knicks.
Which roster is better? Which roster will give you the best shot to win?
Which roster
the best runway to win?
Yeah, which roster would give you the best runway to win? Looking at the two.
Wow. I mean, that's tough because I think unless you think SGA is going to be your point guard, you got like 2 6-men if you really think about it.
Mm-hmm. And
that's really it, right? You got 2 6-men SGA, and then whatever you get for Gallinari, and then you're going to fit in Kawhi, and that's it. So unless you're willing to kind of redshirt a year and just see how far Doc can take you, I think it'll be tough. It'll be tough to get back to that 8th seed because I think the Clippers relied on a lot of these role players to get them into the playoffs in the first place.
Right.
So that's the tough part about it, including Beverly. Losing Beverly would probably be a huge deal for them. Now, if you look at New York's roster is very, or our roster, and it says our roster is very raw
young,
still, right?
Raw and young, yes.
Raw and young. So you got like the potential, but you also kind of got that raw factor, and then you also to consider the fact that the East will be the tides are turning in the East. So you might be able to, if you put those two on the roster, like you put say Kawhi and KD. Kawhi alone could probably get you, into, he might get you into the playoffs, and you might, because the East looks weird right now, there might be a potential, you could get to maybe in the second round, which is an accomplishment, coming from where we are right now.
Yeah,
I think it's probably easier to navigate than it is to in the West, in my opinion. I just think the West is just going to be so stacked with so many forces that it'll be very difficult. I mean, you still have the Warriors, even if they're going to be man down for most of the year. You're going to have the Lakers. You're going to have the Nuggets, the Blazers, the Thunder, the Jazz. All these teams, that's like 6-7 teams you have to take at the bare minimum. So I think that's the real opportunity, and then you're dealing with more competitive games during the regular season too.
Yeah.
And more competitive games means you need to play more in order to stay competitive. So
right.
That's the real dilemma, I think, for both these players.
Yeah, and not to mention while there's a lot of young players on the Knicks right now, they will definitely be filling out the team with veterans.
Oh yeah,
they'll use the veterans minimum. They'll use their mid-level exception. I guess it would depend on where they come in, with how much that mid-level exception is. If they're crafty enough, that mid-level exception may be $9 million or something.
No, I think the mid-level is going to be about 4 and some change, because I believe it's whatever you start with on July 1st. So
okay,
yeah.
Whatever,
I think they're stuck in that.
Okay.
I don't think they can go to $9 million, because you have to be above the cap to start July 1st to get the $9 million.
Okay, all right. Yeah. We're gonna circle back around. All right. In between here, I just want to, give a couple of quick updates on free agency. Right. Then we're gonna circle back around and we're gonna talk more about Kawhi and KD and what it might look like if they came to the Knicks. All right. We're gonna circle back around to it. I'll be back with you in a second, Viv. Won't be long. All right, free agency updates. This isn't everything, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way that it could be everything, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the league. So I'm talking about a few big things that's happened that we know about. Right? Kyrie Irving, he's expected to agree to a 4-year, $141 million deal, a max deal with the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow. Brooklyn, they will renounce D'Angelo Russell or work out a signing trade with a team of his choosing, if this is what it comes down to. So I know, and we all know, Brooklyn, they're going to be hot on the money to try to get this deal done. They don't want anything or anyone else to come in. They're going to try to get this deal done. The faster they get it done, the faster they can now say to KD, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard, whoever they expect to speak with, and say, we got Kyrie in the fold. Now you come into the fold. Kemba Walker is expected to agree to a 4-year, $141 million deal with the Boston Celtics. He's going to get a max deal with the Celtics. I feel like that's going to be a nice fit. I do. I think it's going to be a nice fit. I think you're going to see a resurgence Al Horford is, he opted out of his contract. He's a free agent. I don't know where he's going to end up, right? But if they're able to fill that hole that Al Horford left with a comparable player, doesn't have to be Al Horford, but a comparable player, I'm not going to put it past Danny Ainge to do it, right? Then, they could be good. They could still be good. I mean, I expect them to still be good anyway, but they could be very good. The Golden State Warriors, they're planning to offer Klay Thompson a 5-year, $190 million max deal. Jimmy Butler, he's expected to meet with Miami, Houston, the Lakers, Nets, Sixers. The Sixers. And the Sixers have not ruled out a sign-and trade, meaning if Butler chooses to go to another team, they have not ruled out working the sign-and trade so that they can get something back for Jimmy Butler and give Jimmy Butler, the biggest contract they, could possibly get. Also, Derrick Rose, he's going to meet with the Detroit Pistons. Both parties are interested in working out a 2-year contract. Honestly, I don't know where the Pistons are going with this. Okay, you bring in D Rose, you got Blake Griffin, I don't know. I'm not gonna like that team, and we'll see if they can put it together and if there's anything they can do. I don't know about it. Well, I don't know about it. The Denver Nuggets, they picked up the option on Paul Millsap's $30 million contract. So they're giving another go at it, and they're going to try to fill out that team with some more talent. They were already talented. And they're young. They're going to try to fill it out with a little bit more talent, get a little bit more depth, and see if they can make a push for it in the Western Conference, especially with the Warriors being down. The Lakers, we'll see what they're going to be. They probably feel like they have a shot right now if they can boost up that roster a little bit more. Darren Collinson is planning to retire from the NBA. I haven't read the entire reasons why, but he's planning on retiring from the NBA. I'll check that out. Nikola Mirotic, however you say it. I always mess up these names. I apologize, my European brethren. I apologize. I always butcher these names. But anyway, he's going to sign with the EuroLeague club Barcelona. So he's leaving the NBA. And it's not like he wasn't going to get a decent contract. He would have gotten a decent contract. So I'm not sure exactly why he plans on leaving the NBA. But he does plan on leaving the NBA. Those are some things going around in the league right now. It's been a busy day leading up to tomorrow's I don't want to say finale, leading up to the show. Tomorrow's the big dance, the big show. All right, so it's been a busy day leading up as teams are preparing to make offers to players and maneuvering so that they can do the things that they want to do in this upcoming free agency. And this upcoming free agency is it has to be one of the busiest and most celebrated free agency periods we've ever seen. Tony Crow, man, I got you on the line. What's popping, brother?
Yo, Blackest Time. Shout out to the chat. What's good, Sim?
I'm chilling, man. I'm really chilling.
What a day, man. And it ain't even started.
Ain't even start yet, man. Didn't even start yet. We still got 7, 8, however many hours until it starts. We got we got 12, 13 hours until it starts, man.
Yeah, man.
And listen, we're going to circle back around, not right now, we're going to circle back around to Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, ladies and gentlemen. So, don't get impatient. We got a lot to talk about here. And some of this stuff, in my opinion, is still going to have some impact on the New York Knicks. Let's start with Kyrie Irving. Right, he's expected to sign with the Brooklyn Nets. How do you feel? How do you feel about the fact that? Well, first of all, let me ask you about this. We hear all this noise all the time about these tampering rules, right? You can't tamper with players. You can't talk to players. Blah 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 blah. Well, how the hell? If you can't tamper, how the hell do they know that Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker are going to sign with the Nets, going to sign with the Boston Celtics? How do we know this already? You're not supposed to be able to start talking to players until tomorrow, 6:00. Right? What's up? Yeah. What's going on?
Well, I'm going to say this. I think being that the season is officially over, I think that the NBA is letting some leniency go.
Okay.
Because it happens like this every year, but it's a different story when players are still playing. So I will say that. So they're probably just being a little bit more lenient.
Right.
And I think that's part of the reason why they pushed the negotiation period up to 6 p.m. Because we years past we were getting reports just like this before people were actually able to sign.
Right.
So I just think it's a little leniency going on with the
okay.
Nobody's actually playing.
Right. All right. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand it. I'm just saying, you know, they got these tampering rules and they hit people with fines for saying, oh, he had a good game. You get a fine, right? You say, Magic Johnson wants to help mentor a kid. You might get a fine for that.
Yeah.
It's some of it is a little bit crazy. I think they should just take the tampering rules away, man.
Well,
in some aspects, obviously you don't want a coach or at least kind of either strictly enforce them or something.
There you go.
You don't want teams talking to, you come to the Knicks, go play the Bulls, and the Bulls coach is going to RJ Barrett. Hey, 2 years from now, let's rock. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that, obviously. That's bad news right there. So you really don't want that. No.
Honestly, Sim, I think tampering is more effective, if you will, or more dangerous with players having a conversation, and they can't even control that. They can't touch it. They can't even. There's nothing they can do about it. So
right.
I think that's the scarier part, Because now players is trying to control their whole destiny.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Let me just say something real quick about this Kevin Durant, Kawhi. I think Viv made a good point, and that's pretty much why I was calling. It's going to be a much tougher role, tougher role to get to that championship in the West. So I think that puts us in a better position. It may raise our probability of them actually signing with us.
Okay.
He named the teams. It's like 6-7 teams in the West that you still gotta beat. The road in the East is gonna be a lot easier. Philly will potentially get weakened. Toronto will potentially be weakened. You still got the Bucks there. The Celtics is like you don't really know. I mean, maybe they sustain where they were last 2 years, maybe not, but they're gonna lose some players as well. So I think it may be an easier sell to come to New York. KD got a year off. Kawhi.
You there? You there, Tony? I think we lost Tony. He'll be back. He'll be back. I want to ask this question. This one I want to ask. Well, like I said, we're gonna circle back around to this whole Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard thing. Does it bother you that Kyrie Irving did not give the Knicks an interview, or maybe the Knicks did not want an interview with Kyrie Irving? Does it bother you that Kyrie Irving decided to come to New York and the Knicks do not even get an interview? He's going to go to the Brooklyn Nets and it's a done deal. Now, and this is the reason why I was talking about the whole tampering thing. In the media, it might very well look like, oh, the Knicks got left out. Kyrie Irving didn't want to come to the Knicks. It was this, it was that, blah, 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 blah. But with everything going on backdoor, because that's what's happening, everything is going on backdoor. Who's to say that there weren't several phone calls between Kyrie Irving's representation and the New York Knicks? Obviously, there were phone calls between the Brooklyn Nets representation, or between the Brooklyn Nets and Kawhi and Irving's representation. So why couldn't there have been communication and both sides just decided it's not what we want or whatever? But I want to know, does it bother you? Right? Does it bother you? I'm gonna come over here to the appearing. I want to see what guys think. I want to find out from you. Does it bother you right? Guillermo, I'm gonna come to Guillermo. So somebody let Guillermo know. I see he's talking. Then I'm coming to him, right? Because I want to find out, does it bother him? Guillermo, what's good, man?
Yo, and the craziest thing is like,
and look at that. Hey, Guillermo.
None.
Hey, Guillermo.
Bro,
Yeah, man. I'll come back. I'm gonna come to Andy then. Andy, what's good, Andy? Andy, can you hear me?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? All right, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, mute those guys. Because I was trying to talk to Guillermo, but Guillermo couldn't hear me.
You know how it is.
Yeah, I know how it is. And listen, guys, sometimes they have some crazy conversations, kind of like, it's like backstage for us, right? So they're like backstage a little bit and they're having crazy conversations and they get all into it. Sometimes I got to be careful when I'm coming on because, you know, every once in a while somebody will say something really outrageous and I'm like, yo, you just said it live. But anyway, Andy, Kyrie Irving is expected to agree with the Brooklyn Nets to a 4-year, $141 million deal. Does it bother you that he's coming to New York and the Knicks aren't even getting an interview?
Well, actually, now it doesn't bother me. I don't care, but I hope he has a nice days walking around New York City streets and the fans interacting with him, because it ain't gonna be fun for him for sure.
Well, let me ask you this: Does it signify anything to you? Does it signify to you that free agents maybe feel that the Knicks don't have the structure in place, don't have the culture in place, or anything like that? Or is it just that's Kyrie? That's what Kyrie's gonna do stuff like that.
I think it's just Kyrie. I don't think maybe at the earliest stages after the season he was actually thinking about us. But if not, I think it happened a little bit too fast for him to even think about us. Because you at least would take a meeting and stuff like that, and we have 2-3 days before the news before that he actually is gonna sign, and the numbers were out there. So I think he already had the deal done weeks ago, because I don't think this is the stuff like you agree to a deal hours before the free agency hits it. So
I agree with you. I definitely agree there. This thing was probably done a long time ago.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about. I want to ask you about, okay, with Kemba Walker going to the Celtics, right? We know Kemba Walker is going to the Celtics. That means we've already heard that the Knicks have some interest in Terry Rozier, right?
Yes.
Terry Rozier has some interest in the Knicks. Is he a point guard that you'd be okay with? Clearly, and I'm gonna read.
Personally,
yep, go ahead.
No, I'd rather stay with Dennis Smith Jr. Actually, I would go. First of all, I would go with Frank and Kareem Allen. I'm not a huge Dennis Smith Jr. fan, but until he has a Knicks jersey on, I'm rooting for him. But I wouldn't, put my money on Rozier over those guys. At this point, at least, he didn't show anything. Actually, I think I could say it that I think he had a good playoff run. So it's like Jerome James back in the year. He had a good playoffs, and he's gonna get a big contract for that. So I hope it's not from the Knicks. That perspective. And people were talking about that. He showed off in that playoff series. For Boston and stuff like that. I don't think if Kyrie was there, he wouldn't sniff the floor. It would be a backup for 8-10 minutes maximum. And I saw many flaws in his game in even those games.
Yeah.
He was running up the court, taking the shot in the 5th, 7th second of the shot clock and stuff like that. Maybe he made a few of those shots, but I don't think he was a perfect player there. So
okay. Now also, what did I want? I lost my train. I lost my train of thought. I don't even know what I was about to say. I lost my train of thought.
You want the pronunciation for Mirotic?
Yeah, right. Lost my train of thought there. We'll see. I guess we're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah.
Terry Rozier, I think he's looking for like $14 to $16 million a year. From what
I can add one thing, Sim, here about all these contracts and stuff like that, because I have I don't know, maybe you could call it a rule or something like that.
Okay.
I think all these players that are currently in the NBA, they deserve the contract and stuff like that, but not they are worth it because they are talented guys and they work hard and stuff like that. But their worth is going to be determined by the salary they are getting. So I take Terry Rozier for like $3.5 million, maybe $4 million a year. But I'm not going to pay him $14 million to be, my starter and stuff like that. So I take, you can say it like this: I take every player in the NBA almost, except those knuckleheads that I really don't like, but for the certain amount of cash. So like everyone was hating on Jared Jeffries when he was on the Knicks because he was getting 11 million. If he was getting 1.2 million, people will be happy with that.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So it's only depend on the salary. So and then and with the rookie scale contracts, it's in the draft position. Like we were talking a few shows back that everybody's upset with Frank and stuff. He's a bust. But if he would be picked like on the 25th or the second round, everybody would be happy. He would still be
very different.
Called a prospect and stuff like that.
Yeah, it'd be very different. It'd be very different.
Yeah.
I'll say this. It sounds like, at least from things that I've seen, it looks like the Knicks have some interest in Terry Rozier. We'll see. But that's what it looks
like. I also heard Robin Lopez's name getting back with us. Reggie Bullock. The shooting guard.
Yep, I'm gonna get around to a couple of guys that I think the Knicks have some interest in. I'm gonna come back to you. All right, I'm gonna come back to you.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to get around to a couple other guys in the chat if I can get to these guys. I don't know if these guys are particularly paying attention to me. You know what I mean? So actually, you know what? These guys ain't paying attention. I'm going to get to a phone call, and then I'll come back to them. So just let these guys know. And let my man in the brown shirt know to put his name down where it says guest, too. All right? Could you do that for me, Andy?
Yeah, okay.
Right,
okay.
Appreciate it. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Hey, what's going on, man? All right. How you feeling, my man? How you feeling?
I think we're in a great spot.
Think we're in a great spot. What do you think about the story that came out today? Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard. What do you think about it?
I mean, I don't want to. Me and my buddy, we don't live in New York, so we're from New York, but we don't live there. So we're like a strange Knicks fans. We always keep in touch about our Knicks, and he sent me the link to that article, and
you lost your brain.
I got, you get overexcited. You're like, boy, if that happens, all this talk, all this craziness, I just want to wait. I just want to wait till Monday and look at Max Kellerman have to eat his words.
Yeah, tell me about it. That will be super duper lovely, wouldn't it? That would be super duper lovely to watch Max Kellerman eat his words. But then, of course, you know what he's going to say. Oh, they'll probably mess it up, blah, 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 blah. You know that. Let me ask you this. The roster. We're circling back around, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're just joining us, first of all, if you're just joining us, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified anytime that I'm live. Drop a video. You can post in my community section. Look, tomorrow is free agency. It begins at 6 p.m. I'm going to be live at 5:30, so make sure you join me, right? Shortly after this stream is over, if you're subscribed to the channel, you're going to get a notification. Then I'm going to ask you to click that little button that says set a reminder so that it can remind you that at 5:30 we're going to be live and we're going to follow free agency. There's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out even before then. You already know it. So please make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss a beat. And I'm going to keep you posted all summer long. We're also going to follow Summer League together. But right now we're in the midst of free agency. It's already getting hot and heavy and thick. You know, the NBA soap opera is on and popping. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right. But if you're just joining us, you already know. I'm sure you already know. You've seen it everywhere already. That's why you're here. But Adrian Wojnarowski, along with Ramona Shelburne, reported earlier today that Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard have been discussing free agent scenarios that could include a future with them playing together. For now, and with the way free agency has been going, it's definitely for now, because things can change. Things are probably changing as we are speaking. But for now, there are two clear possibilities for them to sign into the same franchise. That's the Clippers and that's the Knicks. Earlier, we went over what it would look like. Oh, I'm sorry. We went over the salary structures between the Knicks and the Clippers. And how much, or what the Clippers would need to do. The Knicks don't need to do much to sign it to. But what the Clippers would need to do, the Clippers, they'd have to find a taker for Danilo Gallinari. And then their roster's going to be stripped down. They'll lose Patrick Beverley, most likely. They'll probably lose Wilson Chandler. You know, some of those young guys, they may lose some of those young guys. So they do some real restructuring. They wouldn't have the same team that you've seen in the playoffs. The Knicks weren't in the playoffs, so. But the Knicks would have a young squad that's made up of Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Kevin Knox, R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Alonzo Trier. I didn't say Damian Dotson because Damian Dotson's contract would need to be waived in order to make room, but I'm sure they'd find a way to bring him back. But that's what that's the comparison between the two rosters. Which one is more win now? Which one is set up for the future? The Knicks obviously would be set up for the future with some of those guys looking to possibly be future stars. The Clippers maybe are set up a little bit more now. I don't know. They'd have to give up a lot. They definitely have to give up a lot. You know, what do you think, man? What do you give the chances? And then I'm gonna, look at the roster a little bit. What do you think the chances are? Real quick.
If I had to put a number on it, I put it 70-30 against, just because Kevin Durant still has that 5-year supermax waiting for him at Golden State if he wants it. So, I mean, that's telling a guy a guy with an Achilles to turn down $50 million.
I get it. I get it.
I couldn't turn down that 50.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna say that stops it. What that does do, though, what that means is that one of those teams, and this would probably benefit the Clippers more than it would benefit the Knicks if this happened. See, if Kevin Durant, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought it up. If Kevin Durant did sign with the Golden State Warriors, because the Golden State Warriors, they are going to offer Kevin Durant a maximum contract of $5,221,000. They're going to offer that to Kevin Durant when they meet. If Kevin Durant decides I'm going to take that contract, but he still wants to be traded, because that's what the Golden State Warriors are putting out there. They're saying, hey, listen, we'll sign you so that you can get all of your money. You can get that extra $57 million because the Warriors are the only team that can give them a 5th year. We'll sign you to this 5th year. Then we'll trade you to wherever you want to go. That, in my opinion, benefits the Clippers, because the Clippers are going to have to move a $22 million contract with Danilo Gallinari in order to get Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard. So, let's say that the Golden State Warriors signed Kevin Durant and he's making $38 million next year. And he says, I want to go to the Clippers. Well, now the Clippers can say, okay, well, we will include Danilo Gallinari, whose contract comes off the books next year. And then a couple other pieces, and they match that $38 million for Kevin Durant. If that's the case, if Kevin Durant signs with Golden State for that 5-year contract, $221 million, but he still wants to be traded, that's going to benefit the Clippers. As far as adding Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant, it would benefit the Clippers greatly. So I'm glad you brought that up. We'll see how it goes. Hey, my man, I thank you for the call. I know I took up. Give me some last words of what you want to say. I know I took up your time.
No, that's fine. I mean, it's your show, so no, I'm just saying. I just want to say real quick. Knicks fans, don't get your hopes up. Don't get yourself in a place where you think we fail without getting a top tier free agent. I mean, we've got the money to put together a team that's going to make the playoffs in the East if everybody, if all our young guys, they don't have to make huge leaps, but if they make small, incremental, but definitely leaps forward, I mean, we could put together a playoff team in the East easy, and we'd still have cap space. So I just don't want to, the next couple shows, tomorrow night and, sometime next week when Kevin Durant and Kawhi finally make their decision, I just don't want to hear a whole bunch of we failed, and because we're going to hear it from, like we said earlier, we're going to hear it from Max. We're going to hear it from everybody else that we failed. But I don't look at it as a failure. I look at it as exactly what they told us. They told us they have a plan.
Okay.
And I kind of always thought that if we jump at Kevin Durant and all these Supermax guys, they're the best players on the earth, but you told us a bill of goods. That's not the plan you told us.
All right.
We signed on to a slow build. We signed on to watching these guys grow up in front of our eyes and become our stars. Mm-hmm. You go give us 30-year-old and 28-year-old injured guys and, we just max our cap out second year after all these guys get here. It doesn't make sense. So everybody have a good night, and, let's go Knicks. I don't know. Have a good night, and can't wait to listen to whatever else you guys.
Yeah, man. We'll see what's going to happen. I appreciate the call. Without a doubt. Yeah, and he brings up a good point. I think he brings up a good point. Obviously, there are going to be, people who want to tease the Knicks. It's TV stuff, man. We don't have to worry about those guys. The only thing that we have to worry about is if we're doing some good things. And I think we are going to do some good things. Whether or not that means bringing in a star player or 2-star players or 3-star players or whatever you want to say, I'm trusting these guys. I know I say it a lot, and you guys probably think I'm crazy, but I'm trusting them. I hope you're trusting them too. I'm going to get to a couple of super chats. I want to thank you guys for giving me these super chats too. Really appreciate it. 960 people in the chat. Glad you guys are joining me. Hopefully tomorrow we get the same kind of turnout. 5:30 tomorrow I'm going to be on live as we cover NBA free agency. Do me a favor, like the channel. Right? You can like it right now. Share it out to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are. Share it out. Let's get this thing up to, let's try to push this thing up to over 1,000 tonight. Maybe we get it up to 12, 13, 1,400. Who knows? Let's push it out there, though, so we can have some good conversations in here. Anyway, let's get back to the super chats. A Santos, thank you for the super chat. You say you're a big fan of the show. I appreciate you, my man, for joining me and continuously being here, even though sometimes we're on super late. Thank you. Say, how does Kawhi Leonard and KD work for us? Well, hopefully you've got your questions answered as far as salary cap and those type of things. I'm going to look at roster situation in a minute. CLTA, you say the Knicks have the best draft capital to continually improve a team over the next 5 years. I agree with you. We're definitely in position to continuously improve over the next 5 years. I agree with you 100%. Hotep Rel, thank you for the super chat. You say Kyrie heard how the fans were talking. That's why. I would sincerely hope that he's not that sensitive. You could be right, but I would hope that he's not that sensitive. You know what I mean? Because he's still going to be in New York, and he still will get the same. He'll still get ridiculed. CLTA again said, Berman just DM'd me. Says Golden State's 50 mil has him leaning. He must be talking about KD. I mean, if he did DM you, which I'm not discrediting you or anything like that. He could be leaning. But again, just because he's leaning towards that does not mean that he doesn't accept that offer and then request a trade later on. So we'll see how that goes. Let's take a quick look. We're going to take a quick look at what a roster situation would look like when we're talking about bringing in Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant. And I want you to tell me, is this a playoff roster? If we bring these guys in, is it a playoff roster? All right, just give me 1 second and I'm about to bring it over there. Every once in a while, takes me a little bit longer than expected. That's how I do sometimes. All right, here we go. We're gonna bring this on over here. All right, let's take a look at this roster. And this is just based on the players that we have already. You got Dennis Smith Jr. at point guard, backed up by Frank Ntilikina. R.J. Barrett at the shooting guard spot, backed up by Alonzo Trier. You got Kawhi Leonard at the small forward spot, backed up by Kevin Knox. That power forward spot, and now, just give me a minute. That power forward spot is vacant because Kevin Durant is rehabbing. And then you got, at the center spot, you got Mitchell Robinson. Now, you can do this. At this moment, because Kevin Durant is hurt, somebody would have to slide into that power forward spot. So let's just assume that I'm pretty sure we would pick up someone in free agency. But maybe we don't. Well, maybe we do, but maybe we still slide Kevin Knox into that spot. Right? So maybe that's what happens. So let's slide Kevin Knox on in here. Take him off the bench. We slide him into a starter spot. All right, so now that's what it looks like. Okay, now you got Dennis Smith Jr., R.J. Barrett, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Knox, and Mitchell Robinson starting for the New York Knicks, backed up by Frank Ntilikina and Alonzo Trier. Remember, Kevin Durant is rehabbing. But most likely what would happen, you're going to use the mid-level exception probably to bring in a temporary power forward, someone to fill that hole until Kevin Durant is ready. And then you're going to fill out the bench with some other young guys, with a couple other veterans, but you'll have some young guys too. You'll probably have Iggy coming off the bench as well. If you got Kawhi Leonard out there, let me ask this question. You got Kawhi Leonard out there. Does Dennis Smith Jr. get it at the point guard spot? Do you put Frank at the point guard spot if he's ready? Or do you get a veteran point guard to put out there on the floor? Those are my questions. What do you do? What do you do? Now, obviously, when Kevin Durant would come back, be a totally different story. Because now you got Kevin Durant probably manning that 4 spot. Right? You got Kevin Durant manning the 4 spot. And then you got, you can back up Kevin Durant with whoever you signed, in his spot this year. Then he'd probably be backing up Kevin Durant. So let's change it around. So what you're seeing now is what a young crew would look like with Kevin Durant rehabbing. You got Kawhi Leonard at the small forward. Now, what about when Kevin Durant comes back? the following year? How's that look? Changes things up. Obviously, there's going to be a few people that you add to this roster, right? So this is not the end-all, be-all roster. There's some young players on here, but obviously you'd be adding some veterans. But then you're looking at that. Dennis Smith Jr., R.J. Barrett, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Mitchell Robinson, Frank Ntilikina off the bench, Alonzo Trier off the bench, Kevin Knox off the bench. My question here is, does Dennis Smith Jr. get it at that point guard spot? If you got this roster, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Does Dennis Smith Jr. get it at that point guard spot? I don't think so. Not with that group. But that's what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on. Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard are having discussions, have had discussions about teaming up to play together. Two of the best players, maybe the top two players in the league right now. If Kevin Durant is healthy, there's a very good argument for Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant being named the top two players in the league. Very good argument. Can you imagine those guys teaming up? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm being honest with you. Even if you got young guys, man, and they team up, you're still gonna have a hell of a team, and you're gonna give those young guys a chance to develop and become players. Yeah. So I guess all we can do is wait and watch, see what happens. That's all we can do, ladies and gentlemen. It's all we can do. And I know we're doing a lot of speculating here tonight, but all we can do is wait and see what happens. I'm going to get to a couple of phone calls, and after these phone calls, we're going to talk some more about what's going on with the Knicks and free agency. All right. We're going to talk about some minor moves that they made to prepare for free agency, which is tomorrow, beginning at 6 p.m. Get to this phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, what's going on, man? I'm a long-time listener, lifetime Knicks fan. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We all worried about, the quick fix with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard. We got some signings that we could get, like a D'Angelo Russell, a Julius Randle. Maybe we could package a deal for Kelly Oubre Jr. at small forward and get rid of Kevin Knox, and that team will be built for the playoffs. And in a long run, because they're so young. Kelly Oubre is 24 years old. D'Angelo Russell, 23. Julius Randle is 24. We'll be able to, build through them. Plus, we got picks. We got we got the picks we got from the Porzingis trade. We got our picks. Like, I think that would be very successful for the Knicks. Instead of just actually going after these big giant free agents. D'Angelo Russell, is not going to cost us that much on the market. Julius Randle won't cost us that much on the market, and neither would Kelly Oubre Jr.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Well, I've been a big proponent of, I've been a big supporter of getting a D'Angelo Russell and a Julius Randle. A big supporter of it. Big supporter. I like Kelly Oubre as well. I think he's going, I don't want to give up Kevin Knox I don't want to give up our young guys to get anybody like a Kelly Oubre.
Yeah,
especially
if you. But with that, it's like you're getting a better Kevin Knox, and Kelly Oubre is still a young player in the league also.
Yeah, he's still a young player in the league. I get it. I feel like you gotta, he's a young player in the league, and I think he's a good player in the league. And I don't know what Kevin Knox's ceiling is going to be, but when you look at, you're going to have to pay Kelly Oubre a little bit more money. And in 2 years, is Kevin Knox going to be Kelly Oubre or a little, the same or a little bit better?
But be more like what's the guy the Washington Wizards traded? They gave him a big contract. Don't remember his name.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Like something like him. Yeah. Like I see that's like his feeling. He's not as aggressive. He could be, he could be better. Like I seen some workouts from him this summer. He's still a little, thin. Like he don't seem as aggressive to me.
Yeah.
Kelly Oubre brings that, kind of, aggression.
Yeah, but my thing is this: if you have to, in my opinion, explore those options. If you're going to get an interview with a Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, I think you have to explore those options and see.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Now, this whole thing that I keep hearing from people about, if we don't get any of the big dogs, don't do nothing. I'm not fully on board with it because I do think guys like D'Lo, Julius Randle, young guys, just like you're saying, it doesn't hurt you, especially if it's on a, if you're not doing 5 years, it's 1, 2, 1 or 2 year deals, maybe a 3-year deal or something like that. I think that is very, very doable and a very, very good way to build. You know what I'm saying? And a smart way to start to build. I have no problems with that at all. As a matter of fact, I read earlier, I forgot who it's by, that D'Angelo Russell likes being in New York.
Yeah, I read that too.
And that he would consider the New York Knicks. Now, do the Knicks consider D'Angelo Russell? We don't know. But we know that D'Angelo Russell, at least the rumors out there that he would consider the Knicks.
Kyrie Irving thinking is just weird to a lot of Knicks fans because if you pull up, the Nets roster compared to the Knicks roster, it doesn't compare, to be honest with you. And this is not me saying that because I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a basketball, person, like first. So it doesn't, add up. So a lot of Knicks fans are confused about, this Kyrie Irving signing. And Stephen A. Smith just reported, I don't know if you said it, and I kind of stepped away for a couple minutes, that if Kawhi doesn't come to Brooklyn or Kevin Durant doesn't come to Brooklyn, Kyrie Irving will consider going to the Lakers. This is the reports after the 4 years, 141.
Okay.
So what's your thought about that too?
Now, I dropped a video last night where I talked about the possibility of Kyrie Irving going to the Lakers. This was obviously before, this report came out about, the 4 years, 141. The Brooklyn Nets, they have extended the qualifying offer to D'Angelo Russell. Doesn't mean much because they can still take it off the table. But what it does mean is that D'Angelo Russell is now a restricted free agent, and with him being a restricted free agent, anybody that wants to sign D'Angelo Russell, they got to sign him to an offer sheet, and it's going to hold that cap space until the Nets.
Cover their own behind.
Right, that's to cover them. That's to cover themselves, just in case anything happens with Kyrie Irving. Right. But I don't put it out of, now that the Lakers have that $32 million, I'm not putting it out of play that Kyrie Irving would go there. Now, it seems like it's probably like 98, 99% that he's going to the Brooklyn Nets. Usually when Adrian Wojnarowski reports something, he seems to be pretty strong with it. But if something was to turn, Kyrie Irving has... Sometimes he can, swing whichever way. If something were to turn, I wouldn't put it past to happen. He would get some criticism for joining back up with LeBron. I think he'd get some criticism.
I think so too.
But you never know, man. You never know. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the call, bro. I'm gonna move on.
Thanks,
I know we
man.
got some other people that want to
night.
call in. Thank you for calling in, my man.
All right.
Peace. Yeah, big shout out, Hector. Thank you for the super chat. He said, I'd rather take my chances on Randall, D'Lo, Scooter. aka KD. Call him Scooter. I was wondering. I was like, wait a minute, who's Scooter? Make a playoff push with Randall and D'Lo, and hopefully Scooter can get healthy. Well, I'm not. Listen, I'm not opposed to these young guys. Ralph, thank you for the super chat. He said, build the team slowly, be patient. Past 20 years, New York Knicks went for superstars. It has failed New York Knicks all those years. A new route, build the foundation up. New York is number one. Listen, I feel you there. I do feel you. The only thing I'll say is that if those guys have a slight bit of interest, you got to do your due diligence and see. And just see if there's something to be had there. But I agree with you. You know what I mean? I mean, here is my philosophy. And for those of you who are new, you're hearing it for the first time. Those of you who've come back frequently and are here all the time, you're going to hear it again. I believe the best way to build is not to just try to go from worst to first. I do understand if Kawhi Leonard and KD say they're interested, you have to. It is your responsibility. Your responsibility to explore those options. Explore those options. But there is nothing wrong. And I don't understand why people think that there's something wrong with it. But there's nothing wrong with signing a guy that's 23 years old. And I'm not saying signing him to the max. I'm saying signing a guy that's 23 years old to a 2-3 year contract, if that's doable to that player, or signing two of those guys. And now you got a young team who they fit the same timeline. Right? And you can freely let them grow and build, develop some chemistry. Mold them into the team that you want them to be. Mold the players into the players that you want them to be. Help them grow, help them develop to be hopefully stars in the NBA. And you build the team. You start to win, you win 40 games. You win 48 games. You win 50, 52 games. And maybe now you're contending in the East. And if you realize, you know what, we need a little bit more, now you got players that have some value that you can flip and say, all right, we're gonna make this trade with these two young players to bring in a star, get over the top. See, that's kind of the way the Toronto Raptors went about it. And I'm not saying they mapped it out from the beginning and did it like that on purpose. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Right? They had a regime change. I mean, I'm not going to say that they did it, but it kind of went that way. They had young players. They had DeMar DeRozan. They got Kyle Lowry. Right? Some other young players. And they kept growing. They got some players in the second round. They got some players, undrafted rookies. And they kept building and growing. They built a good team. A good team. It wasn't great, it was good. They could contend. They were pushing, but they didn't have enough to get over. So they cashed in their chips. And they got Kawhi. And they traded for Marc Gasol. Then they became a true championship contender. Now, if LeBron was still in the East and Cleveland had that team, would they have beat them out? I don't know. It doesn't matter because they won the championship anyway. But see, to me, that's what you do. That's how you build. I seen somebody in the chat just ask me, Sim, do I want KD or not? Well, my answer to you is this. My answer is this. Do you explore that option? Yes. You explore the option. You have to. You have to, right? Let's put it like, let me ask, I'll put it, I'm gonna throw it back to you like this. Throw it back to you like this. Right? If I don't know, man. I don't know. If you have a job that is good, you have your choice between two jobs. Right? You can choose whichever one. One of them is this big shiny job that, you know, people think is going to get you boom, 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 but it may be short-lived. And this other one here, you can really grow and build, and you can make this your home, your house. You can make this almost your business. Which one do you choose? You take the one that's short-lived, that's going to be out the door, probably gone, and you're going to have to move on again? Because that's what's going to happen with KD, at least Kevin Durant. I mean, by the time he comes back, you're only going to get another 3 years from him. Or do you try to build that castle that's going to be around? You try to build it up. Do you take that job where you know you might be starting off a little bit lower, but you're going to get some, you're going to get some real stock in the game. You're going to have a little bit more say. You're going to have a little bit more creativity, a little bit more freedom. And you can have that ability to really grow that thing. It's hard to say. So, did I answer your question? No, I didn't answer your question. I didn't answer your question. I'll say it like this. If we get Kevin Durant, I'm okay. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. All right? That's the decision that they made, and they're going to try to build from it. If we don't get Kevin Durant, I'm good with it. I have no problems whatsoever going and getting young guys. Have no problems whatsoever. Where do I lean? I'm going to be honest with you. No, I'll probably get a lot of flack. I lean towards going and getting some young guys. That's where I lean towards. Right? I'm not a big fan of the injury, obviously. And then the fact that he's not going to be playing at 100%, if it's 100%, until, for another 2 years. I'm not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that at all. So, yeah, I lean towards the young guys. That's me. You know what I'm saying? I lean towards the young guys. I lean towards getting young guys that want to come in and you building something with a group of young guys that can develop some chemistry. You can build that culture. And you build it up from there. That's what I lean towards. Then again, I'm not an NBA GM either. I'm just a guy talking on YouTube. But that's where I lean. That's where I lean, right? It's either way, the right way or the wrong way. It's hard to say. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do get Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, you still got a young nucleus. That when those guys are gone, as long as you don't trade in your chips to get some other pieces, you still got a young nucleus. You know what I mean? So, it's hard to say. I'm going to watch. If I see something that I don't like, I'm going to say it. Right? If we do sign Kevin Durant, I'm going to have my opinions about it. Doesn't mean I'm not going to support the team, but I'm going to have my opinions about it. Let me get to a phone call, then I'm going to come back over here to the video chat. And again, I'm going to ask everybody once again to please make sure you have your name at the bottom of your video on the video chat. All right? I'm not going to come to you if you don't have your name down there. Please have your name down there. Call it. You're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin'?
Hey, what's up, Sims? Rob and Nick.
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Checking out the show.
Yeah, man. It's that time. Listen, we've been waiting for a long time to get here. We're here now. It's that time. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock, it's on and popping. We've been saying it's going to be a hot summer, and it's been hot. It's been hot as hell. It was 100 degrees yesterday.
Oh, yo, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But it's, this free agency thing is making it even hotter.
It sure is. So what y'all talking about?
We were just talking about, we were talking about growing with the team. We were talking about this KD and Kawhi thing. If that's really something. And I was just kind of talking about where I'm leaning as far as
the young guys, right?
The young guys, or trying to go from worst to first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the bill should be gradual, like this is with KD. Every team in the league, if he knocks on their door, gonna open it and give him what he needs. So, that's something that's there. If we get it, fine. If we don't, we keep on moving in a direction with the young guys, see how they develop. I'm all for developing our stars and waiting down the line and they getting the chemistry together and then see what you need.
Yeah.
Because it might be right here in front. It might be sometimes the best things are in front of you all the time. You're just not seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's just take it that right now. Free agency, I'm not, I'm more gassed on summer league because it is what this is. You know what I'm saying? If we make a move or somebody steps to our doorstep and we're going to sign them, that Kawhi, KD thing, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? That'll put you in contention. But my thing is this here. I don't want to lose none of the young guys for nothing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the KD injury might be a blessing in disguise. It might be like something that's, okay, well, not right now. New York, be patient. Something is coming. Dallas pick may turn into something next year along with our pick and just put us in a position of power. I always like to operate from a position of power. And the Knicks are gaining the power along with the players. So
I feel you.
we can just just ride this out, see what the other teams is going to do. Good luck to everybody picking up who they going to pick up, and then keep our plan in place. Don't bug out if we don't give them. The Knicks ain't never failed, no matter what Max Kellerman says. They just make you sick of just watching sports radio because it's getting kind of ridiculous because you can see the act now. When you get on TV, it's trash the Knicks. Is the Porzingis trade, is the Knicks going to look in the future? It's one thing that they're saying about the Porzingis trade that's like right now that's really pissing me off. If that was any other player, this man left New York with the allegations of a rape charge. So if the Knicks got rid of him right in time, yeah, that was a good move. Nobody talks about that. I think ESPN is not allowed to talk about it.
I mean, I don't know. I will say this, about the whole rape thing. It really did feel like, I know he left with the lady, the allegations, because it was never a charge.
That's what I said.
It was never a charge. It was allegations.
Yeah, I said allegations.
And that lady, I feel like she was kind of fabricating, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. I think that's why nothing really came of it. So I don't want to put that on him.
I don't want to put that on him, but I'm just saying, if Melo laying on a boat with a chick, and that blew up on page 6.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. That's my man. That's my man. I don't know what Melo was doing.
Saying, look, that's my man. Look, that's my man, too. I'm just saying the New York media is grimy like that. They don't care what the facts are. I'm not even saying Porzingis was guilty, but look, they didn't get more in-depth into it and dig all and break down the story and find out the neighbors in the building like they do everybody else.
Well, okay.
And then when he got over there to Lafayette, didn't he get in trouble with another female at the club?
I don't know.
Jumped on?
Yeah, it wasn't a female at the club. It was, some guys that was there that they were Russians and they were upset that he changed teams, and I don't know everything that went down. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying. He's getting into stuff. I feel you.
Yeah,
Hey Rob.
Yeah,
I want to get to this video real quick, and then I'm gonna kind of end up, just try to wrap up this Kevin Durant thing and Kawhi Leonard thing. So I want to get to this video, and you want to watch the video, check out the video. It's really informative. Yeah. It talks about the chances of Kevin Durant returning to top form. All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna play this real quick.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna play it. All right. I appreciate the call, my man. That's my man Rob the Knick. Rob the Knick, always representing for us. So I'm gonna play this video, and then we'll go ahead and put this Kevin Durant thing to rest. Brian Stutterer. Okay, Brian Stutterer. He's a medical doctor. He breaks down sports injuries and kind of lets us know what these sports injuries are about.
Kevin Durant is expected.
Okay, and excuse me for that right there, little mistake. I want you to see this because I know there's a lot of people that want Kevin Durant. I hope the Knicks seen this. I'm sure the Knicks are looking at Kevin Durant's medical. They want to look at his medical history, not his history, but they want to look at his medical records to make sure and check and do their research on his injury. Makes sense. That's a smart thing to do. That's what they should do. But I want us, the fans, to understand and learn and know a little bit more as well. And I see some people in the chat, Original Great Minds, talk about Melo. Said Melo got caught lacking again. He did, man. My man Melo, Melo, what you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. And what hurts even worse is he tried to cover it up. And was coming up with some crazy stuff. I was like, Melo, what you doing? But, anyway, we're going to check out this video. It's about 6 minutes long, so I want you to pay attention to the video. All right, guys in the video chat, after this video, I'm coming back to you. So please pay attention to this video. I want you guys to hear this and see this as well. If you can check this out, if you guys can check out the stream in the video chat so you can see this video and kind of understand what it is. This video by MD Brian Stutterer is going to explain Kevin Durant's chances of returning to top form and what we should expect after an Achilles rupture. All right? So let's check this out.
Kevin Durant is expected to miss the entirety of next season after undergoing surgery for an Achilles tendon rupture, and people are understandably asking how this is going to affect his career going forward. Welcome back, everybody. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this question of how affected will he be when he returns, and what do we know about Achilles ruptures that could help predict how he might perform when he does come back. Make sure you subscribe if you like this type of content and want to stay up to date with future videos, and let's get started. Right off the bat, what are the key things that Durant has going for him that makes a good recovery more optimistic? Number one is his age. If Durant were at the end of his career, was in his mid to late 30s, I would say this could be really devastating, and he certainly probably won't be the same player he once was. Achilles ruptures are much more devastating when they happen later on in someone's career, when they're towards the end of their prime. As we get older, our bodies can't heal as effectively, and it's just harder to recover from any injury. Durant only being 30 years old is really a good thing because his body is just much more able to recover after an injury like this. He still has that drive and that ability to train hard, to rehab hard, and so his age is a very good sign. The second thing is his position and his body weight. You know that you rely on your Achilles tendon for any sort of jumping or explosive movements. The more weight that you're trying to put on your tendons, the more they're going to be loaded and the more they're going to be stressed. While Durant certainly has a very multi-dimensional game, he's not a point guard and he's not a center. It's harder for a point guard to recover because you're relying on that quick pushing, cutting movements, and that's what your Achilles is helping with. Similarly, for a center or a big man, you've got more body weight, you're heavier, you're trying to go up, get rebounds, block shots. But for someone like Durant, who one of their biggest skills is just their shooting ability, I'd argue that's not putting the same load and stress on your Achilles that you might have if you're, say, a point guard or a center. Durant has a very versatile game, and so his ability to try and adapt to his new limitations or his new abilities should bode really well for him for the rest of his career. So right off the bat, being young and his position and his versatile game are two good things that favor a more optimal recovery. Now, this, of course, is assuming that he is able to return and come back, which I think is a pretty safe assumption. But if we look at some research that was done taking Achilles ruptures from the late 1980s until around 2013, we found an overall return to play rate of only 60 to 70%. So this means that over that roughly 23-year time period, 30% of all players who had an Achilles rupture were never able to really return to the game and play meaningful time. We also know from previous research in that same population that in the 2 years after returning, their minutes and their number of games played significantly drop. This group consisted of 17 NBA players, 8 forwards, 4 guards, and 5 centers, and their average age was 29 years old, so pretty similar to Durant. In the season before their injuries, this group was playing a little over 70 games a season, and then in their first season back, this dropped to 49 and was similar in their second season back. Similarly, when we look at minutes played, they had a reduction of about 50%, of their minutes compared to before their injury. This paper used PER as their kind of player performance rating and found that it was only around 77% of what it was in that first season back compared to before the injury. So those are no surprise. They play less minutes, they play less games, and their overall performance is less compared to before their injury. The key thing in this study, though, that I want you to take away is that they actually compared these players' performance to matched players in the NBA who had not ruptured their Achilles tendon. What they found was that if players who ruptured their tendon were able to make it past that hurdle of their first season back and get to their second season back, their performance was actually pretty similar to the players who had not ruptured their Achilles tendon. So what this tells us is there's just as much importance of being able to get back, period. That seems to be the big hurdle in this whole recovery is, are you able to get back and play meaningful minutes? Once you're able to get past that first hurdle, then your performance might not be as affected as you might think. So if getting back is so important, what has research shown us about predicting players returning to play? In another study looking over that same time period roughly, they found that one of the factors related to an ability to return to playing was their player efficiency rating before the injury. Players with a higher PER before their injury were much more likely to return to playing compared to those who had a lower PER. There's probably a couple of reasons for this, one being that these ruptures that are more devastating often occur in veterans who are at the tail end of their career and not performing at the same levels they were earlier, and they're not as likely to come back in general. Compared to someone younger like Durant, who's more in the prime of their career, they have more likelihood of recovering from these injuries and making it back. Durant is certainly one of the best players in the league, and so that's another good thing going for him and just his overall chances of returning to the court and having a meaningful impact. Now, of course, all of these studies took into account injuries that happened back in the 1990s when we were doing a lot of different things to manage Achilles ruptures and rehab them. So Durant's kind of in uncharted waters here based on how good he is and how young he is when he's had this injury with our kind of current medical science. We saw DeMarcus Cousins come back this season, and while he looked okay, he certainly was not that original player he once was. But Cousins is a big guy. He has a lot more load on his legs and on his tendons than someone like Durant, who can adapt their game and rely possibly more on their shooting when they do return. So bottom line, the key things I want you to take away from this is not everybody who has an Achilles rupture is able to return. Previous data would show that around 60 to 70% of players are able to return to the NBA after a rupture. The key hurdle seems to be that first season coming back, and so you can't really make much judgment on a player's ability until after that first season returning. Don't expect him at all to be the same player he was this past year, that first season back. Be more patient, wait for him to have a subsequent season before really determining the impact on his playing ability. That's it though. Thanks as always for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Let me know any questions, comments you have below. And until next time, thanks for watching and we'll see you later. Bye.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That kind of explains a little bit about his injury, right? And his chances of returning as the player that we once know. Now, people have been saying it all along, right? People have been saying it all along. That first year, he's not going to return as the same guy in that first year. It's going to take a year for him to get back to being that guy. And then will he get back to being the Kevin Durant of old? It's so hard to say. Now, he did say that he got the injury at a fairly young age, right? 30 years old, which could be a positive for him because he has the work ethic to get back, to work so that he can come back stronger. His body is going to be more regenerative because he's a little bit younger. You've seen the opposite with Kobe Bryant, right? Not that Kobe Bryant didn't have the work ethic. It's just his body was not as regenerative because he's a little bit older. So what's this say? I mean, really it's just to inform you guys about what we'd be getting into if we sign Kevin Durant. That's really it is. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. We'd be looking at 2 years. Be looking at 2 years before Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant. And then we're looking at 2 years, and then he's reached that time. I mean, you know, you're going to have 2 years out of his peak. Kevin Durant is at his peak. He was at his peak when he suffered the injury. He was at his peak when he suffered the original injury. He was at his peak. He's at his peak. And then he's going to miss 2 years of his peak due to this injury. Not his fault. Not his fault at all. But he's going to miss 2 years at his peak. Then how many more years? How long do players stay at their peak before they start coming down the other side of that hill? It's hard to say. It's hard to say, man. We'll see. And speaking of Brian, he spoke about DeMarcus Cousins. And as you probably know, the Knicks have interest in DeMarcus Cousins. And maybe signing him to 1 year. And this is what he said in this video. The second year back is the year that you should start judging the player. It's probably the reason why the Knicks want to take that chance on DeMarcus Cousins. Right? That's probably the reason, because that second year is the year that they respond. That second year is the year that they come back. If they're going to come back. That second year, he said, judge them on the second year back. The subsequent year, judge them there. That's probably the reason why the Knicks want to give DeMarcus Cousins a contract, at least for 1 year. Test him out. I'm not saying that I'm all for it. You know, if we don't get those big guys, do we give DeMarcus Cousins a contract for a year? That's how I feel about it. I'm not all for it. I'd rather give it to Julius Randle, to be honest with you. My opinion. Let's get into something I haven't gotten into yet. Really quick. And then I'm going to get to the video chat. I know I keep saying it, but, you know, a lot of things, a lot of stuff. So I want to get through it. You know what I mean? Happens that way. Sorry, guys. Couple of Knicks free agent updates. One, the Knicks waived Lance Thomas. We talked about it a little bit earlier. The Knicks waived Lance Thomas today. The Knicks needed to waive Thomas by the deadline, which was today, to ensure that they did not have to guarantee $1 million of his $7.6 million salary, non-guaranteed salary. All right. So Lance Thomas was on a non-guaranteed salary of $7.6 million for this upcoming season. If the Knicks did not waive Lance Thomas by today, they would have at least had to give him $1 million. That would have been guaranteed. The Knicks need as much money as possible, so they waived Lance Thomas. They cut him loose. He's gone for now. But they are interested in re-signing Lance Thomas. For a lot of reasons, right? For a lot of reasons. Reasons that I talk about a lot. A lot of people, you guys get on me all the time because I like Lance Thomas. But I do. I like Lance. I'm not going to lie. Not that he's a great player. Doesn't have to be. There's certain things that he brings to the team that you need veterans and leaders to do, and I think he does a good job of it. The Knicks are interested in re-signing Lance Thomas as a free agent, probably to the veterans minimum. I doubt that Lance Thomas is going to find another contract, a big contract out there. So he'll be there for the taking if the Knicks want him, I believe. All right. So yeah, the Knicks are interested in re-signing Lance Thomas. Okay. The Knicks are expected to have interest in the following free agents, and I'm sure there's more. Terry Rozier. And I hear what you guys say about Terry Rozier. You're not really interested in Terry Rozier. Julius Randle. DeMarcus Cousins. We were just speaking about DeMarcus Cousins. The Morris twins. Either one of them. George Hill. Wayne Ellington. Robin Lopez. These are guys that the Knicks may have interest in. A couple of guys that really spark my brain when talking about some of these guys. Robin Lopez, George Hill, and the reason why I'm Terry Rozier, and here's the reason why I'm saying Terry Rozier, George Hill. Because what this tells me is that the Knicks don't believe in our point guards. This is what it's telling me. The Knicks have been linked to Kyrie Irving. That they obviously wanted Kyrie Irving. Terry Rozier. George Hill, possibly. I don't think that, I get the feeling, and of course these are rumors, so they're just rumors. But I get the feeling that they're not totally convinced that our group of point guards can take us there, whether or not we have a big name or not. And I agree with them. I'm not sure we have a leader in that point guard bunch. Maybe Kadeem Allen, but we'll see we'll see. I like Kadeem Allen, I really do. We'll see what the Knicks, how they really feel about Kadeem Allen. I know David Fizdale does like Kadeem Allen, likes him a lot. And we'll see. The Knicks declined to extend a qualifying offer to Isaiah Hicks, making him an unrestricted free agent. Isaiah Hicks was on a two-way contract. Right? If the Knicks extended a qualifying offer, I think the qualifying offer was like $1.5 million. Right? The Knicks chose not to extend that offer, so he's now going to be a free agent, and we'll have two-way guys, two-way guys, Kadeem Allen, Chris Wilkes, that's his name, right? Chris Wilkes. Two-way guys. Isaiah Hicks is not one of them any longer. The Knicks also declined options for John Jenkins and Billy Garrett. Right, and that's just a matter of, making sure that we have cap space. Maximum cap space. That's what that's about. By waiving those guys. Declining the options for John Jenkins, Billy Garrett. That's for maximum cap space. All right. So those are some of when we're talking about some of the guys that the Knicks have interest in, you see some of those third, lower tier guys that they have interest in. I don't know where you rank DeMarcus Cousins. Julius Randle is somewhere in the middle. Terry Rozier. Some people are up, some people are down. Some people think he can be a starter. Some people think he's a straight up bum. Nobody knows. That's the reason why he wouldn't get such a big contract, because Terry Rozier is looking to be a starter. He believes he's a starter. Wherever he goes, he wants to be a starter. That's what, and it's going to be a short deal because teams are not sure if he's truly a starter. Somebody will take that chance. Somebody will take that chance. So, we're going to see what's going to happen. The Knicks, they've got to have some interest in some lower tier guys, because you're going to need to bring some guys in that are going to fill in spots, right? I like Robin Lopez. From what I've read, the Knicks are interested in Robin Lopez as a backup to Mitch Robinson. A backup. Robin Lopez is the kind of guy. You see, this is where one of my big issues is with DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins plays the center position. Could you slide him in at the 4? Maybe. I don't know if it's going to be as natural, though. DeMarcus Cousins is going to want to prove himself. He needs to play. I don't blame him. He needs to play. That means he's going to be taking minutes from Mitch. Someone like Robin Lopez, he's been in the league for a while. He's been a starter. He's come off the bench. He's used to it all. He's a good guy, good professional. He doesn't play the same type of game as Mitch Robinson, but he's the kind of guy that can teach Mitch Robinson how to be a professional. He's a funny guy too, right? Robin Lopez is a little bit of a goofy guy. Mitch Robinson, a little bit of a goofy kid. They'd get along. I think they'd get along pretty well. Maybe not as good as DeAndre Jordan and Mitch Robinson did, but I think they'd get along. And Robin Lopez is a good professional guy that can, help teach Mitch Robinson and whomever else how to be a professional. Guys like that are good for your team. So I think the Knicks are going to have interest there. And I think Robin Lopez would have interest in coming back to New York. I'd have interest in bringing him back. I liked Robin Lopez while he was here. Thought he was a decent defender. Smart player. I think that'd be good. That'd be good as Mitch Robinson is training to be bona fide starter in this league. And if it turns out that, Mitch Robinson, he starts to tire down or anything like that, that Robin Lopez can come in and he can handle the position. And he can be that starter. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Some of the second tier guys that the Knicks are interested in. Finally, I'm going to get back to this group chat, man, to this video chat. It's been a while. See what these guys doing over here. All right. Let me see. I tried to come to Guillermo. I don't know if Guillermo is ready. Guillermo, you ready? All right, man. You got to get in the camera, though. I can't see you, bro. There we go.
Anyway,
my man Guillermo, hold up. What'd you say, Guillermo? I didn't hear you.
I thought it was your day one.
I tried to come to you, man. I came to you, and you was, I don't know, you was arguing with somebody.
No, I was arguing. We told you. We were talking about who we wanted, and I had an underrated combination of agents that I wanted to come to the Knicks. And,
who's that? Who is that?
Oh, by the way, Sam, I had the Kawhi injury, KD injury today. I popped either my calf or my Achilles. So
seriously,
I'm dead serious. Got my crutches. I would show you got my band, everything, but. I'm got an ortho appointment on Monday, but literally, it felt like someone kicked me, like MMA kicked me in the back of my leg, and I felt the pop. I was like, "Come on, don't you got to be kidding me!" So, hopefully, it's just my calf. I don't feel my Achilles too much. I don't feel anything too bad, but KD, man, I just get bad vibes. So that's a premonition that we don't need KD. My underrated combination, though, Sim, is Kawhi and Bojan Bogdanovic. Now, hear me out. Look, Bojan Bogdanovic, he's in his 30s, whatever, but this is a guy who's a shooter, can space out the floor. As we saw in the playoffs last year, is fairly tough. And Kawhi Leonard is a guy whose game complements really well. Can hit the three, obviously, but likes to play inside. And we saw when he dishes it out to guys like Van Vliet and Gasol, and those guys are hitting threes, even Kyle Lowry hitting threes, that's a very deadly combination. And I don't know about Bojan Bogdanovic's defense. Obviously, they're playing on a fairly good defensive team in Indiana. I don't think he's a slouch, but I don't remember. So please no one quote me on that. I got to do my research on how good he is defensively. But Kawhi and Bojan Bogdanovic, along with R.J. Barrett, if you get Marcus Morris on cheap, I don't know if you can. Mitch Robinson. I think those guys. Dotson. I think we're still keeping Dotson. Those guys, I'm telling you, that's not necessarily, that's a playoff team in the East, man. That's a team that could probably get you to the second round, maybe the conference. Let me not say conference round. To second round, just off those guys I named alone. I don't know who else you could pick up, but hey, man, give me Kawhi and Bojan Bogdanovic, man. This KD thing, man, I'm good on it. I heard that little video you played, whatever. To wait to the second year and to judge him by the second year, so we're gonna pay him a max for 1 year, and then still pay him for a trial period.
Well, the guy wasn't saying to do it. He was just saying when you have an Achilles injury, you're not gonna see how good that guy is until that second year back.
Right. I wasn't sorry. I didn't mean to say he was. I was just saying that if we bought Kawhi Leonard, I'm sorry, KD, and carried out, that is it's just too much. And Sim, the NBA changes so often. Like, we have to realize 1998, the Bulls were the champions. These guys looked unstoppable, blah, blah, blah. 4 years from then, 2002, the Lakers were on top. And, I'm not saying you can't say the Lakers are going to be a good team, but things change every 4 years. Someone's going to come. Like, people talking about, the free agency next year might be weak, whatever. The drafts of the next year might be weak. We have no idea what kid in high school is starting to go through his growth spurts who's finally like, oh, crap, I can actually be a beast NBA player. We don't have what kid overseas is going to come out and possibly be a beast in the NBA like Giannis was, or Pascal Siakam. So all this stuff about putting out money into one basket for a guy who's going to be 32, I think, by the time we're ready
By
to
the
see if
time
he
he's
can
ready.
run some sprints in basketball and see if he can still shoot a jump shot. He's gonna be 32 with that type of injury. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to put all our money into that basket, man. Even if you have Kawhi Leonard, why not just get Kawhi Leonard and another player like Bojan Bogdanovic? And I'm not saying, maybe, I don't know if you give him the max, but if you say, hey, you're going to play with Kawhi Leonard and play in New York, you tell me Bojan Bogdanovic might not take a discount to play with that squad?
But I think what's going on is now it seems as though Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, from what Adrian Wojnarowski and these, some of these people have reported, those two are talking about teaming up.
Seriously, Sim, Wojnarowski, I like Wojnarowski, but he's throwing a lot of bombs, and some of these bombs are like duds. Like his bombs used to be like, yo, don't check his Twitter because the draft is gonna be messed up for you. But it's like, I think some of these guys are grasping at straws, because remember, we heard Kyrie and KD want to team up. We're hearing a lot of these rumors, and I think it's just trying to build up as many views as possible before the actual deadline comes. We have no idea what's going to come.
We don't have any idea, but
then why? If you're talking about Kawhi Leonard, right?
There's two guys that I trust.
Leonard, why would I have the Toronto Raptors, who are basically staying with that same squad for the most part. I have the Clippers, who have Jerry West. They have a foundation of a team. They have a good coach, and they have basically the foundation you want in their front office organization with Jerry West and the owner being in Steve Ballmer, whatever his name is, being in conjunction with each other. Why? And then I'm gonna go and then not say waste that, but then I'm gonna go and go to the Knicks and hope, or play with KD, a guy who may not be healthy.
But see, the thing is this: they didn't say that they were talking about coming to the Knicks. What they said is that they were talking about teaming up for a franchise that could afford the both of them, and the two franchises that can afford it are the Knicks and the Clippers.
Sim, I don't think Jerry West is too smart of a guy. I just don't see Jerry West pulling the trigger on paying for KD when he's ready. He already has, I don't say 50%, but maybe he does have probably 40 to 50% of the game plan already set up, and all he needs is a Kawhi Leonard and maybe another piece along with Kawhi Leonard. I don't think he's going to put his eggs in the basket for KD. I don't think that, KD right now, it's the type of move that if it's outside of the Warriors, I think that someone taking KD, you're desperate for the name, the Knicks. I love my Knicks, but we are kind of desperate for that bang and that flash. You're going to be desperate for him. And you're not necessarily doing it for immediate basketball reasons.
Yeah, I mean that that obviously that's true. I mean, you would be doing it because you have him. You have him. The Clippers are gonna talk to him. He's there's 4 teams that Kevin Durant is talking to: the Knicks, the Nets, the Clippers, and the Warriors. So they have some interest somewhere. The Clippers do. So we'll see. A lot of things going to be changing out here, man. A lot of things going to be changing.
And people kill me in the chat. Like, it's like some of you guys are so sickly married to KD. Like, you would think that KD is like your long lost uncle coming from prison that you love so much. Like, get off KD. Like, bro, I'm trying to look at KD from a logical standpoint. Do I want KD? Healthy KD? Hell yes, I want healthy KD. I would have taken KD with knucklehead Kyrie. But KD is not healthy. Like, guys, you guys got to look at it from a logical standpoint, man. Like, dude, like, KD is you guys are confusing two things. KD's talent and KD's ability to heal. Those are two separate things, dude. Like, chill out on KD, man. We don't know if this guy's going to be healthy. All I'm just saying, be smart about going after KD, because the guy's not healthy. He may never be healthy. He may never be healthy again. And you put all that money to a 4-year contract for a guy to have rehab with the Knicks? Y'all be the same Knicks fans that be coming out of New York in 4 years if KD never plays. Y'all be saying how stupid the Knicks are for tying up money once some other superstar arises in the NBA, whether through the draft or through some guy now, or even if, I don't know, Giannis, if his contract comes up, whatever. I'm just saying, y'all just got to look at stuff so logically and stop thinking so emotionally with KD, man. Like, he's not giving y'all money. Like chill out, man.
We're going to see what's up, man. We're going to see what's up. I'm going to come to my man right here. I think he's got, I don't know what color shirt he's got on, but...
Oh, word? Okay, copy.
My man, right? What's your name?
Angel, Sam. What's good, Sam?
Angel, what's going on with you, man? Could you do me a favor? Could you put in the appearing, not now, after we're done talking, just put your name, where it says guest. So that way
Yeah,
we know what your
absolutely.
name
I
is.
was
Yeah.
on the phone, so I couldn't do it off the phone. I seen it in the
Yeah.
chat, and I heard you before talking about put your name, but I didn't get a chance to do it. So my bad. On the next one, I'll
No,
definitely
no
do that.
problem. No problem. You said Angel. So what's going on, man? Angel, what do you think about some of these second tier free agents that the Knicks might have interest in?
Oh, man, when it comes to these second tiers, man, we can't be overpaying for these guys, man. So we either get these top dogs, or we just run it back with the youth, man. We can't, you know.
Well, some of these guys are like probably veterans minimum guys, right? George Hill, Wayne Ellington, Robin Lopez, kind of guys to fill out the roster, add some leadership, some people like that.
Yeah, definitely. I could go with that. If it's veteran minimums for George Hill, I don't know if he's going to get that, but if he's willing to take it, absolutely. Somebody to mentor. We need those vets because we got a whole bunch of young cats. So we got to make sure we have those veterans in there, let them know how they work, come in the gym every day. We just can't be having these young guys running around. I can't fathom another 17-win season, man. I can't do that, man. I've been suffering for more than like 25 years with this team.
I feel you, man.
It's either we get these top dogs, or if not, I'm okay with just building through the draft and just running it back with the young guys, man. Just don't give out these dumb contracts. But I believe in Perry, man. Not really in Mills, but definitely Perry.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And look, I think I see stuff out there, Twitter, whatever people say, if they you don't get KD and blah blah blah, it's time to tank again. See, I'm not with that. I'm with doing it a smart way. I'm not saying you gotta, do everything you can just to make the AFC, but you smartly build the team. You may not make the playoffs, but if you're making good, smart decisions, you got young guys, you rocking with the young dudes, you adding little pieces here and there. Maybe you only get to 30 wins, but it's like, okay, but we built something. So now we can add some more the following year, that's how you got to build it.
I agree.
I
agree, man. You gotta build towards something. It's progress. You know what I mean? You gotta sign the right guys, but we can't go in there again just thinking about tanking because you see what happened. That doesn't count anymore, man. We gotta get these W's and just keep building. Like you keep saying, the Toronto model, man. They didn't start, with just signing big name, stars right off the bat. They build. They had some draft players. They picked up some role players, built that culture, and then when they were ready, they made that move. They got Kawhi, and look, it got them over the hump. So
right, and that's how you do
it. I'm okay with going with the max, and I'm okay with KD saying out a year, and but just being here, that's gonna attract, other people coming, whether it's this year or next year. But we have something in the wings just waiting, So I'm with it. I'm with the KD thing. I wish he would come here with Kawhi, man, but that's a pipe dream. So. It is what it is.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. But you know what? I mean, you're right. It's a pipe dream, but the way the NBA is right now,
who knows, Sim? Who knows, man?
Who knows, man? Anything can happen the way the NBA is right now. NBA's, the NBA today. I don't know if you watch wrestling, right? But I used to watch wrestling a long time ago. Randy Macho Man Savage, Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. All them dudes, right?
The OGs, absolutely.
I was a big wrestling fan. But every minute they was changing, allegiances. You know what I'm saying? One minute you're a good guy, next minute you're a bad guy. Rocking with this crew, that crew, whatever it is. But it kept you interested, right? It kept you engaged. That's exactly what the NBA is right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's exact with this, with free agency before, back in the day, players were signing for 8 years, right? Now players do 1 and 1. I mean, that's what the NBA is now. It's like, guys got all this stuff going, especially with social media, all this stuff going on outside the game. Melo getting caught cheating
on a yacht somewhere.
On a yacht, you know what I'm saying? And then do a video and try to cover the joint up.
Yeah, Melo ain't low, man. Melo ain't low, man.
Melo, man. You got Damian Lillard and Marvin Bagley have a little battle. I mean, you got stuff like this going on outside of it. Then you got players switching teams. It's like the WWF, man. It's like wrestling back in the day, except it's basketball.
The guys are keeping their options open, man. That's why they're doing that 1-on-1. Something don't work out, they get to opt out, go somewhere else.
Exactly.
But I just feel, man, I think it's just the Knicks' time, man. I don't know. We got to have something good go our way. Something. I don't know what it is, but something needs to go our way, man.
Yeah. It's that time. It's that time. Hey, Angel, I'm going to come back to you. Let me get around, see what, talk to Ernesto, talk to Sandy. All right.
Absolutely, Sims. Good looking out, man.
All right. Appreciate it, bro. Ernesto.
I didn't hear that.
Ernesto, what's good, man? You there?
Oh.
Ernesto, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
I'm good. What you think? I know how you feel. I know, you kind of like, you like me. You know what I'm saying? You want to build with these young guys. You know, I mean, if the Knicks did sign Kevin Durant, I'm gonna just be like, okay, what's next? Of course, I'm gonna support the team, but I'm kind of intrigued in building with the young guys. How do you feel about all this talk with Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard possibly trying to team up?
Oh man, it's all talk. You know, man. And all these people, man, they keep feeding us Knicks fans hope. You know, just they just throw hope at us, and then they just rip our hearts off. You know, to rip our hearts out.
Yeah.
Out of our chest every time it's the same old story. So I'm not even thinking about that, to be honest with you.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's say Kawhi Leonard goes to the Clippers. What should be Toronto's next steps? And can the Knicks capitalize off of anything off of those steps? Because if Kawhi goes to the Clippers, or if he just leaves Toronto,
okay,
and he doesn't come to the Knicks, he leaves Toronto, right? Do you say, okay, we're gonna try to win with this squad without Kawhi, or do you say it's time to reboot? Let's reboot. Let's start moving some guys around. Try to clean up the cap a little bit and start all over. What do you do if you're Toronto if Kawhi leaves?
That's a good question. I don't think even Masai Ujiri knows what to do if he bolts. Obviously, they own Kawhi's bird rights now, right? Because they traded for him. So that's how it works, right? They have his bird rights.
Yeah. I think they can. They can go over the cap.
They can go over the cap, but if he leaves via free agency, I think they're capped out.
So let me see. I'm not exactly sure what their salary situation looks like. Let me see if I can find that out real quick.
I think they're capped out because Gasol opted into that contract, $25 million.
They are. They are capped out this year. They are capped out. There's not. They can't sign. They can't sign anybody. They can maybe make some trades or something like that if it's out there.
That's what I'm saying. They can't sign anybody. They're stuck.
Yeah.
So the only thing they can do is trade.
So peep this. So here's a scenario. Some people may or may not like it. If Kawhi Leonard leaves Toronto and the Toronto Raptors say, okay, you know what? We're going to start over. Would you? Kyle Lowry makes $33 million in 2019, 2020. Then he's a free agent. It comes off the books. So let's just say Kawhi Leonard goes to the Clippers. KD goes wherever. Would you take on Kyle Lowry's salary for maybe a first-round draft pick for 1 year?
For 1 year?
He has 1
year left.
He has 1 year left, 2019, 2020.
I'm definitely doing that, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
If they're going to give us a first-round pick if we take him?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they give us a first-round pick. I mean, they'd have to give us something, if they're... Well, actually, though, but you know what?
They're going to want a first-round pick for Lowry.
You know what? Actually, let me back that up.
He's going to want a first-round pick for Kyle Lowry.
Let me back that up. They wouldn't do it. I'm sorry. I'm thinking crazy. They wouldn't do it because he's going to come off their books anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what would be the purpose of them trading him? What would be the purpose of him trading Kyle Lowry to us? So that doesn't even make sense because
it would have to be the other way around. We would have to give up a first round again.
We would have to give up something
or a couple of second round picks and a player or something like that.
We would have. Yeah, so it would have to be us who wanted Kyle Lowry, and not at that price tag. I don't think I would want him. So that wouldn't make any sense. Kyle Lowry would, they would keep him because it's coming off the books. So Toronto right now, you got Kyle Lowry, 2019, 2020 makes $33 million. Marc Gasol makes $25. Serge Ibaka makes 33. Fred VanVleet makes $8. Pascal Siakam, he's on the books until 2021 with a.
Yeah, they're thinking about extending him, so don't be surprised if that happens.
Yeah, I mean, basically it's like this. The Toronto Raptors in 2020, 2021 have $10 million on the books. That's it. So if Kawhi Leonard does choose to leave, you better believe that in 2020, 2021, they'd be a player in free agency. They'd be trying to make some moves. They'd be ready to reboot because they have nothing on the books in 2020, 2021. But there's not many free agents that's going to be out, that's going to be available at that time. We'll see what happens. That's going to be interesting to see what Toronto does if Kawhi Leonard chooses to leave. And how the Knicks could possibly capitalize off of anyone that's that may come available. You know what I mean? We'll see.
Look, as far as the Knicks go, all I want to see from the Knicks, if they don't land the big guys, like if they're not able to convince Kawhi and KD and those two guys to come, because the only way I want KD if he's coming on board with Kawhi. If Kawhi's not coming, to be honest with you, I'm not down with the KD signing. That was a complete tear of the ACL, not a partial tear. That was a complete tear. And he's not going to be 100% when he comes back. I don't care what anybody says. And it's just too much of a risk. Bottom line, it's just too much of a risk. Stay away. Now, if he's coming on board with Kawhi, I'm on board. Overall, what I want to see is valuable contracts. I mean, I don't want to see anything ridiculous. And the most important thing I want to see is that I want the Knicks to have at least $30 million in cap space for next year. So if they're not signing these two guys to 2 max salaries, I want them to have flexibility for next year to have at least $30 million because AD is going to hit free agency. So we have to be ready for that. So
okay. All right. Let me come back to you, Ernesto. I'm gonna come to Sandy. I know Sandy's waiting to get a piece in. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel right now. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be back on at 5:30 tomorrow. I'm not going anywhere yet, but I'm gonna be back on at 5:30 for a free agency special. And we're gonna follow everything that's going on in the NBA tomorrow. We're going to talk about it, have conversations about it, have a good time with it. All right, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you can get notified anytime I drop a video. I go live and I'm dropping them frequently, trying to keep you updated with everything that's going on. So subscribe to the channel right now, ring that notification bell, be ready to join me tomorrow at 5:30 as we follow the Knicks free agency. The Knicks are going to meet with Kevin Durant. The Knicks are going to meet with Kawhi Leonard. They'll probably meet with Terry Rozier. They'll probably meet with DeMarcus Cousins. They'll probably meet with Julius Randle. There's going to be a lot of things popping off just like this. A lot of things that is going to be happening that will impact the New York Knicks. Couple free agency updates. Kyrie Irving Kyrie Irving is expected to agree to a 4-year, $141 million deal with the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets will renounce D'Angelo Russell, or they'll work out a sign and trade with a team of D'Angelo Russell's choosing. Russell and the Lakers will meet on Sunday. It's also been said that D'Angelo Russell likes being in New York and would entertain playing for the Knicks. We're not sure if the Knicks have mutual interest. I think other teams, the Phoenix Suns, would be interested in D'Angelo Russell. There's some teams. D'Angelo Russell is getting a lot of interest around the league. So Hotep Rel, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate the super chat, my man. You said, I don't understand. You said, what is the level fair with D'Lo and Julius Randle? I don't get it. I'd rather get draft picks and assets. And what's up with these silly callers? Talk about Kelly Oubre. Well, I'll just talk about D'Lo real quick. I think D'Lo's a talented kid. He's an up-and-coming point guard. His shooting percentages can get better. He's 23 years old. He's got a long time in this league to grow and get better. A long time in this league to grow and get better. I think that's the infatuation with D'Lo. I think that's the infatuation with him. Kemba Walker, he's expected to agree to a 4-year, $141 million max deal with the Boston Celtics, which is going to make Terry Rozier available. Most likely will make Terry Rozier available. I think Kemba Walker is going to fit very well with the Boston Celtics. We'll see what other moves they make. Terry Rozier will likely become an unrestricted free agent once Kemba Walker signs with the Boston Celtics. Look out for the Knicks to have some interest in Terry Rozier. The Golden State Warriors are planning to offer Klay Thompson a 5-year, $190 million max deal, despite his ACL injury. Jimmy Butler, he's expected to meet with the Miami Heat, the Houston Rockets. Both of those teams, the Miami Heat and the Houston Rockets, will have to work out a sign and trade if they want Jimmy Butler. Both of those teams. Jimmy Butler's also going to meet with the Lakers, try to, maybe join up with LeBron and Anthony Davis. Going to meet with the Nets, maybe join up with Kyrie in Brooklyn. The Sixers have not ruled out a sign and trade. So, like I said, for Miami and Houston, they would need a sign and trade if they want to get Jimmy Butler. The Sixers have not ruled it out. And the Sixers will also meet with Jimmy Butler in hopes to keep him in Philadelphia. Other news, Derrick Rose, he's going to meet with Detroit. Both sides are interested in a 2-year contract. They're going to try to hammer that out and get it done tomorrow. I'm not, to me, that it is what it is. I don't see anything big or small about it. It just is what it is. Denver, they picked up the option on Paul Millsap's $30.3 million contract, which was a very good idea. The door is going to be open for Denver to really make a move in that Western Conference next year. The door will be open for Denver to make a move in that Western Conference. So they're going to try to surround Paul Millsap with some more talent, build up that roster, see if they can maybe do something out west. Darren Collinson, he's planning to retire from the NBA after this, planning to retire from the NBA. Nikola Mirotic, he's going to sign with the EuroLeague club Barcelona. He's leaving the NBA. He's leaving the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. As for the New York Knicks, the Knicks have waived Lance Thomas. They needed to waive Lance Thomas by the deadline, which was today, to ensure that they did not guarantee $1 million of his $7.1 million non-guaranteed salary. So that $7.6 million is off the books. It's gone. It's done. But the Knicks, they're still interested in re-signing Lance Thomas to be a leader in the locker room and those type of things. The Knicks are expected to have interest in Terry Rozier, Julius Randle, DeMarcus Cousins, the Morris Twins, George Hill, Wayne Ellington, Robin Lopez, and there's some other guys out there. Lower tier free agents that can fill in roles and do some things like that. Veterans that can help teach guys. DeMarcus Cousins, they'd be taking a chance. Maybe give him a ballooned contract for 1 year to see if he's fully healed from that Achilles injury. I like Julius Randle. I kind of hope that he ends up with the Knicks. We'll see. If he doesn't, we'll see what they do. I like Julius Randle. I like his age. I like his energy. I like the way he's ascending. A young ascending guy. That's what I'm with. The Knicks declined to extend a qualifying offer to Isaiah Hicks, making him an unrestricted free agent. Right? Isaiah Hicks had a 2-way contract with the Knicks. No longer does. He's an unrestricted free agent. 2-way contracts the Knicks have. Chris Wilkes, I believe his name is, and Kadeem Allen. That's the Knicks' two-way contracts. The Knicks also declined options for John Jenkins and Billy Garrett. That's to ensure that the Knicks have maximum cap salary. Coming into free agency tomorrow. Remember, 5:30 tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. 5:30. You're going to get a notification soon enough. A notification that's going to alert you. And I want you, once you get that notification, I want you to set your reminder for 5:30 tomorrow, because we're going to be on and popping as we follow free agency. On and popping as we follow free agency, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We got some new guys joining us in the chat. And again, I'm going to reiterate to please make sure you have your name in the chat. All right? Please make sure you have your name in the chat. Sandy, I'm coming to you, my man. I know you've been waiting patiently. Sandy, what's going on?
Is that you? Are you there?
Hey, Sandy, can you hear me?
Yeah, that was weird. I heard someone else for a second. You can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good to hear from you, my friend. Waiting a while, so I have a few things I want to talk about if I can.
All right.
Sorry, someone else is
jump in.
hearing them.
Yeah, you got to mute those guys. You can mute them from your phone.
Our one brother, he comes in and he comes out of the room so many times, I got to mute him like 30 times. But,
That's Mark. That's Mark. That's Mark. Mark has internet issues.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Let's start out with KD and KW. You know, the rumor that they want to go to somewhere together.
All right.
Right now, as you have elegantly stated a few times, and everyone has, the only two teams that really have it where that could happen without other moves is probably, and actually I shouldn't even say that, the Clippers have to make moves to make it happen. But
yeah,
the two most feasible teams we're hearing are Knicks and the Clippers. And I mean, first off, let me state that I'm not going to get too crazy about this. I mean, I feel like every time this comes around, we get these kind of stories like the day before, that raise our hopes just to be crushed. And that's probably what this is. But the fact of the matter is if it is legit, you have to look at it from the pros and cons on both sides as far as I see it. And I don't think the money has anything to do with it, really. I really think it comes down to legacy for both of these guys, going somewhere where they can really, and I really don't see why, Kawhi has to worry about his legacy. He just brought a country, an NBA title. I think his legacy is there, but it's still a legacy thing, I think. So when it comes to KD, though, what's the better legacy in your opinion? Coming to a franchise like the Knicks that have just been so bad, sadly, for the most part, for so long, being that, with Kawhi being the saviors that would get us over the hump if it worked, or going to the Clippers, playing in the same building as, the Lakers, being the better team. I mean, which one do you think would mean more to really both of them, I guess? Do you think it would mean a lot to them to, basically own the Staples Center?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, when you talk about Kawhi Leonard, he's from LA, so it might mean a little bit more to him.
Absolutely.
Because he's from LA.
Let's say this did happen. Let's say we did get the two of them. clearly all of a sudden, we don't have the same roster that Toronto had, so we're not an instant playoff, instant finals contender, but we definitely are a playoff team immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Does that change, in your opinion, does that change the model? All of a sudden you have KD on the bench for a year resting, Kawhi starting. Does that make you look again at what we have and maybe be, first off, now we're loaded. I mean, we just have a boatload of small forwards. So, I mean, if you brought in another one who's the best one in the league, does that make you maybe think about going back to the original plan of bringing in a three-headed monster and maybe?
Well, I think it definitely changes your model a little bit if you bring in KD and Kawhi. It changes it a little bit. I don't think you have to go for a three-headed monster. I think that you can. I think the smarter thing to do, like the Lakers right now, the smarter thing for the Lakers to do, in my opinion, is to build pieces.
Oh, I agree.
Pieces to put
I
around.
don't think the Lakers should bring in a D'Angelo or someone like that.
Right.
I think the smartest thing the Lakers could do is bring in Riddick and is Riddick and Green.
Right. Put pieces around, and I think with the Knicks it would be the same thing if you got those two guys, is to build pieces. Get other pieces if you can. See, if you bring those two guys in and you're doing it strictly through free agency, you're gonna be cap strapped. But you put as many pieces around as you can. Then hopefully when KD comes back, there's a nice cushion there of guys that's surrounding him, to move forward. My thing. And the more I talk about it, the more this is where I am with it. And I know Hotep Rel, thank you for the super chat. He said, I don't understand fans who don't want KD. My thing is, I want to build correctly. I don't want to try to start building from the roof down. I want to build from the structure.
I mean, listen, I want KD. Most of us do. But no doubt there's massive risk. It's a huge risk.
Yeah. I just don't want to, I don't want to build from the roof down.
I got to tell you,
I want to go from the structure and build it up.
I think I'm not going to say I think, you pretty much have kind of maybe worn my thought down on this. I still am, and if he is a Knick in a day or two, I'm going to be mega happy. But if he wasn't, and they did certain other moves, I'd be just as happy now.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to go towards, what if we did this? First off, I just don't think we go for Rozier at all. I think, first off, the man's talking about wanting to be a starter. That means a lot more money. I think how about if we did this? If we don't get KD, we don't get Kawhi, and now we're looking at going more into tier 2 guys. What if we all put out a very works for us, but also maybe they won't match because of what they're dealing with? What if we put a good offer sheet out for Brogdon and sign Julius Randle?
The only thing about an offer sheet is I would not mind at all getting Brogdon and Julius Randle. I'd be happy. I'd be good. I'd be very good.
Well, the reason I love this idea is I think Brogdon is the best two-way guard other than Clay. I think Brogdon is probably the second best two-way guard available. And I think that the one deficiency Julius Randle is going to have is defense. So you could compensate a little with that on the Brogdon side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'd be really good with Brogdon. Now, I'm seeing people in the chat are saying that Terry Rozier has verbally committed to the Charlotte Hornets, and that could very well be the case because Kemba Walker's gone. Kemba Walker's already told the Charlotte Hornets that he's out of there. So if Terry Rozier committed to the Charlotte Hornets, that makes sense. And we'd find out tomorrow.
What you said earlier, it does kind of really nick me, man. We just keep hearing so-and-so is definitely committed to this team. So-and-so is definitely committed to that team.
And also, man, I'm going to come back to you in a minute, Sandy. Also, what happened to Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant? They're going to be the dominoes that fall. And then everything else is going to fall. There'll be the first dominoes and then everything else will fall. What happened to that? The only thing that I can think of is that maybe something happened. Maybe a decision has been made already. Or maybe they've already ruled some things out. Now, with Terry Rozier, obviously the domino he was waiting for was Kemba Walker to Boston. That's the domino he was waiting for. I thought maybe Kyrie was waiting for a domino, but maybe Kyrie had to be the guy to commit in order for Brooklyn to get another guy, right? Kyrie commits, and now Brooklyn can go out and say, hey, we got Kyrie in the fold. I guess that's what it is. I also worry about if the Knicks, this bothers me. If the Knicks are, really want KD, which I think they do, how long do you wait when guys are coming off the board? Right? KD's going to meet with Golden State probably last. I'm not sure. I know there was some speculation on whether or not KD's going to take phone calls or do interviews. How long do you wait? You know, I mean, and what if KD, what if you are the last option? It's between Golden State and the Knicks. And now you're on hold. And while you're on hold, people are coming off the board. I mean, you gotta have to go through and do interviews. You meet with KD. You're probably not going to meet with Kawhi until sometime next week. You meet with your other people, and if you, let's say you meet with Julius Randle and you say, listen, if KD doesn't come, you're the guy. And hopefully Julius Randle wants to be there. But guys is not going to wait around. How long do you wait? Guys not going to wait around. And you would hope that they make decisions quickly. You know, don't take all day to make decisions. You know what I mean? Get to a caller. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin' with you?
Man.
There he is. There he is.
Man. Tim?
What's up, bro?
What's good, man? What's good? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Free agency is upon us, and it's about to get hot. It's about to get hot up in here.
Yeah, man. It's real. It's real as can get. You know, man. I've been thinking about this thing, Tim, man, and I'm with you. And what I'm hearing you talk about, man. And, you know, I got on Knicks Fan TV last night, had time to think about this thing, man. And of course, you know, in a perfect world, man, anybody would want Durant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That injury scares me, man. It scares me. It scares me to no end. That's the one injury, man, where, you know, and I told you guys, man, I work in the healthcare field, man. And what I do directly supports outpatient procedures, man, and surgeries and stuff. And that injury is the one injury where you're more prone to have it happen again. And this kid is already 30, man. By the time he plays, he'll be 32. You know, in my mind, he's the best player in the game. You know, skill-wise, skill set, you can't teach what he has. But we've been burnt too many times with injuries, man. I mean, go down the list of players, man, that we've had that was damaged goods. And we paid for it, man. Allen Houston, Amari Stoudemire. Who else? Stevie Francis. I mean, the list goes on and on. Tracy McGrady. I mean, it's a laundry list, man. Even Larry Johnson. You know what I mean? To spend that kind of money, man, to me, it'd be malpractice by a GM to spend that money. The only thing that kind of had me feeling like it would be a great move is if you do get a Kawhi. You know, that'll be like a buffer. You know what I mean? But then you look at the timeline with our young players, man. We got a bunch of young players. We got a bunch of picks. We got, 5 first-round picks in the next 7 years. You let that thing continue to cook naturally. You build within the draft. You let your young players keep developing, man. And I said this, the 2 players I would love to have for young players, man, is D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle. them two kids, man, putting them back together. D'Angelo Russell, I think he would want to punish the Nets if they let him walk for Kyrie, and I think that's a foolish move by the Nets to bring Kyrie in there, because that chemistry that D'Lo has with Brooklyn, his 21 and 7 that he averaged is 21 and 7 within the flow of the game. Is not a forced 21. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel you.
So my thing is, man, I'm with you, man. Hey, let us just build that thing the right way, man. Don't rush. And I'm still with Scott Perry, man, and Mills, man, and believe in the process and our process of, building through the draft and letting that thing work the right way. And you get players on your timeline, man. D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle, them guys in their early 20s, man. That's a perfect timeline with what we got. But you don't go out there and sign players that's coming off a major injury like the Achilles. You basically trying to learn how to walk again, man. I'm
Okay.
afraid of that.
I feel you. Hey, Ron, I appreciate it. Hey, Ron, you gonna join us tomorrow, man?
Yeah, you gonna be on tomorrow?
Or we gonna be on following the draft?
Okay, yeah.
Yep,
yeah,
5:30. We'll be on 5:30 tomorrow following the draft, man.
5:30. Hey, I'm jumping on, man. I'm definitely
All
jumping
right.
on. It's been a while, man. I'm coming home, man.
Yeah, that's what it is,
I'm gonna
bro.
tell you this, Tim. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna leave this with you. If we do get Durant and Kawhi, I'm not gonna be mad either way. If we don't get them, it ain't the end of the world. Don't go jumping off the bridge in the Hudson River like Stephen A. Smith, because some of the stuff I hear him saying. If we don't get Durant, he can blame himself for it. Some of the stuff he's been disseminating, I'm like, why would you even put that foolishness out there? Even if somebody told you that, you don't put that stuff out there.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with some of the tactics, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we all Knicks fans. We want our team to be successful. Hey, I'm trusting our process. I'm all in with Mills, but I agree with you on this. I don't want DeMarcus Cousins. I don't want it. Quad injury and Achilles, and he's almost 30. Nah, we don't touch that. There's more better options out there.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Hey,
you know my saying, man. The Knicks will be back. You heard me?
That's it. The Knicks will be back. That's the saying.
So yeah, man. Hey, I'll be on tomorrow. I'm gonna get up with you.
All right, bro. We'll be on 5:30.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace.
Later.
All right, folks. We coming down to the end of the show, man. We've been on for about 3 hours. We still got some new people joining the chat. You know what I mean? But it's been a really good show. Good show. We almost got up to 1,000. We didn't quite get there, but that's all right. We're gonna do it tomorrow. I'm saying we're gonna do it tomorrow. Tomorrow night we'll be on 5:30. 5:30. Remember, we'll be on 5:30 tomorrow. I'm gonna keep pounding it in your head. I want to make sure you guys are on with me tomorrow. We're gonna, follow this free agency thing together. Have a lot of good conversations about free agency. All right, I'm gonna get to my man White Chocolate. Then I'm gonna get to Isaiah. Then I'm gonna get to Oscar. Got Oscar joining us. If you're new to the channel, Oscar is our 12-year-old GM genius that joins us and puts us all in check to let us know we're doing the thing right or we're doing the thing wrong. You know what I'm saying? And of course, per the course, of course, as it should be, Isaiah is in the fridge. Of course he is. He's in the fridge. Isaiah, what's good, man? You cooking up food or what?
Man?
What's up with you, man?
Oh, no, man. I just got back, man. I was just in New York with my girl and stuff.
Okay. All right. Hope you guys had a good time.
Yeah, we went to dinner. We went to this vegan place.
You vegan now?
Nah, she wanted me to try it.
That's why you home. That's why you looking for food. Look, he running all through the fridge. You can't find what he wants. He's getting mad. He got stuff banging all over the place. That boy is hungry. He's hungry. He went to a vegan restaurant. He needs some food. He needs some food. That's what it is, right?
Look, man.
The man needs some mood. He needs some food.
The things I do for love.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, what's going on? I just got in. Like I said, I was watching the show a little bit, but we talking about free agency.
Man, we winding down to the end, man. We about to get up out of here. I've been on for 3 hours. We about to get up out of here.
Oh Lord. I've seen a lot of news today, man, and it's just, it's crazy, Sam. I feel like everybody's, from what I'm getting, man, I feel like everybody's just trying to break the story first.
Well, I'm pretty sure there are people trying to break the story first. That's what they do. That's how they make their money. You know what I'm saying? But people are breaking the information they get. There's gonna be stuff going on. All night. I haven't seen it officially I haven't seen it officially yet, but even right now, they say Terry Rozier is committed to the Charlotte Hornets. There's going to be stuff going on all night long. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get any sleep because I'm going to be trying to prepare for tomorrow and get as much information ready for tomorrow's show.
Yeah, man. I can't wait, man. Honestly, man, I'm comfortable either way with the Knicks, man. I really am. If they sign Kevin Durant, that's fine. If they don't, I'm perfectly fine. I just wish a lot of Knicks fans would understand that if we don't get them, we'll be perfectly fine. But you got all these people that's gonna push. She said, I realized something earlier today. If the Knicks sign Kevin Durant, there's gonna be LOL, same old Knicks, sign an injured player. If the Knicks don't sign Kevin Durant, LOL, same old Knicks, can't get nobody. So my thing is, man, just I know the Knicks, the front office don't care about that, but it gets annoying with this narrative that they push on the Knicks that nobody wants to play here. But I do believe we're in the right direction. I feel like we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. If we go young, I'm comfortable with what we're doing, and I just wish a lot of people to understand that.
Yeah. I'm with you. And I'm going to get back to you and let you go ahead and eat some food, man. I know you're hungry right
man,
now.
This vegan deal, man, listen, Sam, if I didn't love my girl, I would eat a lot of chicken today. But, the vegan food, it wasn't that bad, man. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, well, I'm going to let you go ahead and get something to eat, man. And I know I keep saying the draft, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean to say the draft. You know what I'm saying? Free agency. I'm talking about free agency. But it's been on for 3 hours, man. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? White Chocolate. What's good, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Sam?
I'm good, man.
Shout
I'm
out
good.
to the chat.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Going on with what Ron Cleveland said, man, about Stephen A. Smith. Man, when has the media ever wanted the Knicks to do well? It's good for them, because they get to sell negativity and stuff like that. So we shouldn't really take New York media that seriously. They always got something to say.
Yeah. It's always going to be like that. You know what I mean? It's always going to be like that. Someone's always going to have something to say. It is what it is. Yeah. You got on kind of late, man. I got 7 minutes before I'm heading out of here.
I was working, so this is the only time I was able to.
Nah, it's cool. I'm with it. I'm with it
earlier, but tomorrow for sure I'll call in earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everyone knows who we're gonna pretty much target and stuff like that with KD and Kawhi. Me personally, I think if we don't get Kawhi, I think even if you have a chance to sign KD, we should just let the Warriors re-sign him. Unless we previously agreed to sign him no matter what, then we kind of have to bite the bullet on that one just to show the rest of the league good faith that we're an organization that keeps our word. And that, we will sign you if we say we'll sign you or anything like that. We don't want to break promises or get into the players' bad sides, I guess. So, But yeah, I think if we don't get KD I think if we don't get Kawhi, I think we should just take on, some bad contracts for the 1 year, get some picks, stock our war chest even more, sign some reclamation projects, you know. So like I know like everyone's talking about like the starters and the stars and the superstars that we could possibly go out and get, but like I want to mention some names for possible bench or like end of the bench guys, you know, like 8th, 9th coming off the bench type of guys that we can go for cheap, you know, 1 year, 2 year deals. So like, I know we're going to need a power forward. So I'm thinking we could get like Dragon Bender. You know, I don't think the Suns are going to re-sign him. I think, you know, we could probably sign him for cheap. We could go for like players like Michael Carter-Williams or Marquise Chris, bring back Hazonia. I know these aren't like flashy names and people are probably not going to want to hear it, but these are players that I think would fit well with our culture. And I think they could definitely help us, you know, develop our culture a bit more. Like players like Nerlens Noel, you know, Jabari Parker, Austin Rivers. I know they're not really. I think we should bring back Nene, to be honest. He was a Knick before. I think he will be a great mentor to Mitch.
He did opt out. He did opt out, and he's going to be a free agent.
Yeah,
well,
and he would be on a team-friendly deal. I don't think any team would pay him more than 5 to 7 range a year. So I mean, if we give him a 1+1, I think he would be a good backup center, especially if he needs to, you know, start if Mitch is not ready or something or gets in foul trouble. I think he's a good pro to have on the team. Okay. You know, we could sign players like Corey Joseph to, you know, like high IQ, high motor, you know, high energy, like bench guys. I don't think they're going to be commanding a lot of money. So, you know, there's like a lot of players in this free agency that we can get for relatively cheap, and we could take bad contracts and keep building it. But, you know, that should be our plan C. Our plan A should get Kawhi. Plan B should be to get KD, even though I don't want him, but I think we should still try and get him and get another player. But the bad thing about this is getting a superstar like that. We technically go the LA route, which, you know, last year they got LeBron, and then they ended up trading away all their young pieces to bring the superstar that LeBron wants to play with. So, you know, who knows? Maybe like the superstar that KD wants to play with isn't even in this free agency. You know, maybe it'll be from a different team, and we might end up trading our young pieces for it. So I don't know. We'll see. But I do trust the front office. I think they're doing a good job. And yeah, man, I'm hopeful. I'm keeping my expectations low, but I'm keeping my morale high because I know for the first time in a long time we're finally on the right path of actually building something organically and not rushing into things like we've done for the past 20 years.
All right, cool. I'm gonna get around. Let me get to. I'm gonna get to my man Oscar, and then I want to talk to Andy, and then I think we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna try to get around everyone and get a quick last words in after I talk to Oscar, and then, you know, we'll head out of here and start getting ready for tomorrow. So Oscar, what's going on, man? Glad you could join us back.
Hey, so there were a couple things I wanted to talk about, like, because I was watching the stream earlier, and I heard you talking about, like, signing KD versus building young with, like, D'Lo and Randall. So I think that what people don't realize is we have the money to do both. We have, like, we have $74 million in cap, and Randall's going to get, like, $20 million. KD's going to get, like, $35. If we do sign KD, having, like, $45 million, $40 million left over, that should be enough. If Scott Perry and Steve Mills, you know, if they're capable GMs, they can build a supporting cast, a good young supporting cast around those two guys for $40 million. And at the end of the day, like, if we don't get KD, we really like, people believe in RJ, but at the end of the day, he's just a rookie. And apart from him, we really don't have any star potential on the team. And we have to, you know, spend some money. So if we just sign, you know, Julius Randle, George Hill, a bunch of guys where we win 40 games next year, I mean, what stops us from becoming, you know, the Hornets with cap space? We really need to. I just feel like this is our off season. You know, this probably isn't going to come around again. Yes, there are the injury concerns, but I think that KD at 75% is still worth a max. When you think about it, he's basically, if his athleticism is gone, he's basically a taller Tobias Harris, and Tobias Harris is not worth that far from the max. So like, if his worst case scenario is being worth $25 million, I really don't see how signing him to a max is really a huge risk with his shooting. So overall, just if we have it, you can't pass up signing KD. He'd be the best player we had. I mean, I don't want to.
Yeah, no. Listen, I do agree with you there. You got to look at the opportunity, and if he says I'm signing, it's almost like you got to be a very, you have to be a very shrewd businessman to say I'm not gonna sign KD. And let me tell you what, people don't want to hear this. They don't like to hear this, but the truth is the truth, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You signed KD. The Knicks are already they're the most valued team in the league.
Right.
And if you sign KD, even though he has an Achilles injury, their value is going to go up even higher.
Exactly. Yeah, with the merch and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's going to go up even higher, man. Yeah. So, yeah. Are you going to be on with us tomorrow?
Probably not. Maybe, but I probably won't be able to. But I'll be watching.
Okay, we'll be on at. We'll be jumping on at 5:30, and we'll be covering for a while. Yeah, so it should be good. We'll be covering for a little while.
Yeah. Also, this is a minor thing, but Vucevic to the Magic is confirmed. So if you want to add that to your graphic or whatever.
Vucevic to the Magic is confirmed. Okay.
4 years, $100 million. Yep.
4 years, $100 million. All right. Yeah, I did. I believe I did see that. Yeah. Okay. All right, Oscar. Well, I'm gonna get around because I'm about to get out of here in like 2 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna get around and start getting last words from everybody. All right.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah.
All right, Oscar. That's my man, Oscar. Viv, look like Viv. You was looking to grab something. Go ahead, Viv.
No, I just did the last words. I guess you wanted to wrap this up, so now we're getting to 1:30 or something right now. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, and tomorrow I gotta make sure that I'm getting more people in, and I'm handling the phone calls in the video chat, and
yeah, it's gonna be
busy
tough.
sometimes.
It's juggling around. I think tomorrow what I may do is if I get on, I'll probably get on for a bit and then just hop off, let somebody else in the chat, because I think you're gonna have a long chat then, or a long stream. You might as well let as many people in as you can.
It's probably gonna be a long stream, Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty long stream most likely.
Yeah, so if anything, I'll hop on, hop off. But look, there's a lot of smoke going on right now, and you obviously know the Rozier news. So that's one. I guess that's a sigh of relief in my opinion, because I didn't really want him here anyway. So
who reported that? Who reported that? I didn't have a chance to see.
Where's this guy from? I forget the exact guy. He's some verified guy, but I can't find it. Or actually, he deleted it. Never mind. Let's take that back. Let's take that back. We don't know yet about Rozier. But so Mirotic. So I did find out about Mirotic. Apparently, Mirotic is getting somewhere in the range of $80 million in Barcelona.
Okay. All right.
So that's the reason he left. Let's just say that.
Okay.
But look, I mean, I think 6 different things are going to happen tomorrow that are definite. That's going to be the first, 6 things. It's going to be the Kemba signing, the Kyrie signing, the extensions for, I believe, Vucevic, who's now getting somewhere in the range, I think, 4 of $100 million. Klay Thompson, which is the 590. Chris Middleton, who's getting, I believe, somewhere around whatever the max is. Same thing, probably 190 or some change. And then Porzingis, who's going to get the 5-year 158. So that's probably going to be the first 6 or 7 that's going to be immediately, I think leaked at around 6 o'clock or something, 6:01.
Right. Right.
I actually, funny thing is, if you looked at my Twitter, I predicted the Lance Thomas release like 3 hours before it actually happened. So I'll predict at least those are the first 6 signings that actually get, broken. Officially.
Yeah. You kind of figured that. I mean, it had to happen with Lance Thomas.
I just said, it was just more that it was going to happen today. I just don't know what time today, but it was going to break today.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was going to be official or not, but it ended up being official. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, it's going to be a fun free agency. It's things are going to happen that we're not going to be able to predict everything.
No,
we're not, and we're not going to even be able to predict the timing. So some of these things are going to drag on beyond our own live stream. So not everything's going to happen within a 6-hour window.
Right. No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's going to be right in the beginning. It's going to be like boop, 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 a bunch of stuff. And then there might be a little bit of a lull. And then, we'll see. But Viv, I look forward to catching up with you tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I'll catch up to you tomorrow. I'll probably jump in at some point, and then, I'll let some other people, talk for a bit too.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
All right, take care.
All right, later. All right, let me get Sandy. I'm coming to you, Sandy. Sandy,
you killed it again tonight, so I'm very.
I appreciate it, man.
Pretty pathetic. You've only got 186 thumbs up. These people should be thumbing the shit up. It should be way higher than that for you.
Well, hopefully we'll get it there. I'm pretty sure afterwards, people are coming. They'll jump and they'll join it tomorrow, listen in tomorrow, and then they'll put it up there. I appreciate it, though, my man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, we'll see what happens. It's a couple hours, tomorrow's going to be here. So I can't wait to just at least, I just want to get it over with at this point, man.
Yeah, I feel you. I
just feel like there's been no end to this from the beginning of the season to now. We've just been.
Well, that's the thing. We've glossed over the season, looking to the draft and free agency. We didn't even care about the season. It was draft and free agency. There was some arguments about Fizdale and developing the structure and those type of things, but people were really just looking to free agency and the draft. So
yeah, and it was a real stressful season because they totally changed the way the draft works.
Yeah, right. But will you be on with us tomorrow?
Absolutely.
All right, man. I'll catch you tomorrow, man. 5:30.
Have a good night, man. Be safe.
All right, peace. All right, I want to give a shout out. CLTA says Rozier to Charlotte. He said it in the super chat, and we'll see if it finally becomes official. But I believe you, Rozier. Makes a lot of sense. Hotep Rail said, I don't understand Knicks fans who don't want KD. I think I talked about that already. Krillin876 says, teams are in trouble when the cap goes back. Teams are in trouble when the cap goes back down. Will it go back down? I think that the NBA is banking that the cap ain't going back down. You look at how much public promotion, how much this free agency has been publicized. You got Zion coming into the league. The NBA is now year round. This thing ain't going down. I don't see that cap going down for a while. That cap is going to stay up. You know what I mean? NBA is making money. They're going to make so much money this season. They're going to make money off of Zion being in the league. They're going to make money off of LeBron James changing his jersey number. They're going to make money off of that. LeBron James will probably have the number one selling jersey next season because everyone's going to want a Lakers number 6. Just off of that. I mean, the league is making crazy money, and they're going to continue to make crazy money. They make money off of the summer leagues. Do you see how much tickets are for summer league? Tickets for summer league are crazy. It used to be, I didn't go, but I was told you could pay $25 and go watch summer league all day. Now your ticket's $150, $200 for summer league. NBA's banking. They are banking. Cap's not going down. Cap's not going down. White chocolate, I'm coming to you, man. 30 seconds, last words.
Hey man, looking at the chat, man, people are saying the people that I mentioned are scrubs. Yeah, man, but you know what? Honestly, some of these players just need a new home, just need, some new air to breathe, So, I'm pretty sure people in this chat thought Oladipo was a scrub before he broke out in Indiana. So, you never know. Like, one of these players could come through and they could really, change people's opinions, just like Von Lay did this year. You know, you never know who's gonna be who's gonna come in and who Fizdale can work his magic on, so to speak. Yeah. But yeah, for sure though. That number 6 jersey is going to be selling a lot, unless we have a number 35 Knicks jersey or a number 2 Knicks jersey.
That's the truth.
You never know.
That's the truth. They'll be selling a lot too. But that's the whole thing with free agency. Free agency brings in a lot of money itself from players changing teams, people buying new jerseys because players are changing team. Throughout the summer, you get all this publicity because players might be moving from here to there. Yeah. The NBA is making NBA is making money like crazy, man.
Yeah. Making money and the cap's only going up. It's not going to go down. It's only going up.
It's not going. Yeah.
And
it's not going.
Recently, I think the players rejected the notion of the team lowering its season games to 58 because I think they want to go like the European route and put in like a cup tournament type of thing, but like the Euro League, but I don't think the players want that because the owners would be making less money and the players would be making less money.
Right.
So right. And I think their 20 or I think it was like $24 billion deal, their TV deal. I think it's just in like the 3rd year. So like it's for like another 10 years or something like that. So I think they're still going to be making more money. Cap is only going to go up. And the players are only going to be making more money.
Yeah, that's it, man. All right, man. You going to join us tomorrow?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to call in early so I can be one of the firsts. So,
all right, man.
Definitely excited. Let's see which fish we catch.
Let's see.
So,
all right, man.
All right, man.
Later.
Take it easy. Good night to the chat. Peace out.
All right. Peace.
Talk to you later.
All right. Isaiah, Fool Man. I'm coming to you, bro. There you go. See that? See that? This man eating pops. First of all, you can't be advertising stuff, man. You can't be advertising brands on there if I ain't getting a cut of it. So
my bad, baby. My bad. My bad.
You know what I mean? This man goes and eats vegan and then comes home and eats some pops. Look at you.
Hey, listen. I ate the vegan like at like maybe 6 o'clock and I didn't eat since. So, because we got some ice cream. We was in Manhattan. We got some ice cream. We walked to like the boardwalk. They got this cool boardwalk thing. That's like they changed. It went from a train to a boardwalk, which was pretty cool. And
okay. Well, let me ask you this: Are you just eating? Because if you got some ice cream that's not vegan.
Oh.
Right. Getting ice cream is not vegan. So you got vegetarian, you got vegan. Vegan means that you don't eat any byproducts of animals.
Well, Jim, I said I tried it. I didn't say I liked it.
I'm just asking. All right. Well, give me 30 seconds, man. Last words, because we got to get out of here, man. It's late,
30,
man.
All right, 30 seconds. I'm going to beat you in basketball. Don't forget, people got to remember that. I am ready. Don't worry about the pops, because I know you're going to make a comment about the pops. Don't worry. I will be ready for you when this basketball happens. But, congratulations, Sam. It's going to be really popping tomorrow. You're going to do good tomorrow, man. I'm going to be here tomorrow to support you. And, you're going to have a booming channel. It's going to be over 1,000 people in here. It's going to be great. And, yeah, man, let's get this started, man, because I'm going to be happy either way it goes. And I'm just ready to see how all this is going to go, man.
All right, man. No doubt. I'll catch you tomorrow.
Slim, don't worry, man. This is gonna be me defeating you.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
I'm not gonna explain the metaphor, but there's me whooping you somehow.
Yeah. I don't know the metaphor, but you probably missed the bowl. So
I didn't. It spilled a little bit, but
exactly. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Ernesto, I'm coming to you, man.
What's going on, son?
What's going on, man? 30 seconds, man. Last words.
So free agency starts tomorrow, and 2 of the top point guards are coming to the Atlantic Division, although they're not coming to the Knicks. Hopefully that's not the case with the forwards.
You said 2 of the top. Oh, yeah. Dang, I didn't even think about that.
To the Atlanta Knicks, to the Atlantic Division, and they're not coming to the Knicks.
Okay. Well, Kyrie was already in the Atlantic, right?
Yeah.
He was already in the
Atlantic.
Atlantic.
But they're free agents, you know. I'm saying they're free agents, so you got to look at them from that perspective.
I feel you. I feel you.
Two of the top point guards.
Yeah.
That are free agents just signed to the Atlantic Division, and they're not with the Knicks.
Right.
So hopefully that's not the same case with the forwards.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
and then
that's all we can do.
Right. And look, you look at the Atlantic Division, you got Kemba's in there now. You got
hopefully
Kyrie.
Kawhi, if Kawhi doesn't come to us, hopefully he just goes to the Clippers. I don't want him to Toronto.
Right. You know, you got Kemba in the Atlantic Division. You got Kyrie in the Atlantic Division. Ben Simmons in the Atlantic Division. And who's our point guard?
We got Frank. Don't worry about it. Frank will be good.
He better be. Hey, Frank is beefing up. We'll see. This is
Frank is gonna become a monster,
dude. This has got to be the year.
He's a kid. He's still a baby. He's
I
like
know.
20.
I know. He is. He is.
Look, when Frank is 23, 24, he's gonna be a beast. A beast.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that this has got to be the year that he starts to show some progress. That he's moving forward, in my opinion. You know what I mean? The third year for me is that year. Oh yeah, and we also got Kawhi Leonard in the Atlantic Division. Everybody has a point guard except for the Knicks. We're not sure if Dennis Smith Jr. is that guy. I don't know if he's going to be that kind of a point guard. We're going to find out though.
I don't have no faith at all in Dennis. Look, Dennis Smith Jr. to me, he's an undersized shooting guard that can't shoot. That's what Dennis Smith Jr. is. Period.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
all right, man.
That's it.
I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right, brother.
All right, bro.
Peace out to the chat.
Peace. Guermo, I'm on you, bro.
Sim, thanks for having us. I'll be here tomorrow to talk trash again, man.
Hey, Guermo, check this out. I meant to tell you this though. My assistant coach, he told me a story about when he tore his Achilles. Right. He was playing basketball. Same thing. He felt the boot in the back.
Yep.
Right. And he continued to play. And then he went home. You know, he thought it was just hurt. I just heard it. Da 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 da.
Yep.
He went 2 months without going to the doctor. He said he would wrap it up. He took a boot, tied a boot up real tight, and he delivers for UPS. So it's not like he's sitting behind a desk. He's walking on it all day long. He said finally it hurt him so bad, he went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, you've been walking around on a torn Achilles for 2 months, and put him in surgery immediately, like that Friday. He went like a Tuesday or Wednesday.
That's old school New York, man. That's
crazy.
He's a weirdo. He's a mutant because Sim, you don't understand. Like it wasn't painful, but it literally felt like someone kicks you. Like it's like, why would you dude? We're playing ball. Why would you do that? Like I look back and no one's behind me, and I'm on the floor, and I'm like, damn. So. Look, just pray for me on Monday. I'm a see orthopedic. I don't know if the guy do MRI. It's probably not gonna be on Monday, but hopefully it was a calf tear and not the Achilles because I'm feeling my Achilles. I don't feel anything. And the lady was like, "Well, you can still kind of feel." She does a test where she squeezes your calf, and if your foot kind of still reacts, that means that it may not be Achilles. So just pray for me. But your man's he's a psycho. I don't know how because I'm literally on crutches now, and it's like I can't get up without support. So I don't know. But tomorrow I'm here to talk trash. I don't want no KD. I'm gonna be laughing at all the people talking about KD, Kyrie, whatever. God bless him. I want Kawhi Leonard to come here. I don't know who else. I know people kill me for Bojan, but that's my dude. I like him for his team. But I'll see you here tomorrow.
All right, man.
Thank you for doing this, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I probably won't, but it's cool. I don't have to get up early tomorrow because the tournament dude canceled my game for tomorrow. At least I got my money back, but still.
Oh. Yeah. As long as you got your money, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So, all right, man. I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right. Take care. Peace.
All right. Later. All right, Andy. I say the best for last, man. This is my VIP member. I got to make sure I'm getting you talking a little bit more. This is a VIP member. You can go on the website and become a VIP member. Andy is a VIP member. Of course, VIP members get first dibs on getting into the appearing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So, yeah, big up to I might even start, you know what I might, because I can have 2 appearances up at the same time. I think I might even do a VIP room for the appearing. I might. But, you want to take us out of here, man?
What? I want to wish all the help and luck for Guillermo with that Achilles calf stuff, because I had a torn ACL and it ain't fun. So any injury, like serious ones, are not fun. It's not a, scratch finger or something like that. So hope he's fine on Monday. I'll see you in let's call it a couple of hours. Probably it's going to be not late in here. So at least I'm going to start the chat, of course. What else? You were talking about Summer League. Summer League, the tickets for the first day already are sold out. Like a couple of days ago, I read that.
Yeah,
so,
man.
I don't know if people planned, to go to Vegas to see a game or stuff like that. So they're going to be upset, because if they booked a plane flight already, they won't be able to get in.
Exactly.
Only thing that can probably steal the crown of selling the jerseys to LeBron is KD or Kawhi coming to the Knicks, because I think that's gonna top them.
Yep. Yeah, and that first summer league, the Zion versus RJ Barrett. I mean, that's big. So. I mean, it's already big in his summer league. It's crazy. Zion's gonna bring so much money into the league, man.
Exactly. I was thinking that we might play the Pelicans the first game, but I think if they did it on Summer League, it's going to be the Mavericks as our first game of the opener for the season. So that's going to be also off the hook.
Oh yeah, exactly. That might be the first game of the season, because that's right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'll be looking forward to tomorrow.
Exactly. See you in a couple of hours.
All right, man. I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Yo, peace out, guys.
Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for staying up with me. It's 2:00 in the morning. Been on for 3 hours and 22 minutes. Tomorrow's going to be even longer. Right? We're going to be talking free agency. So if I get up to go get something to drink, or something like that, don't worry about it. I'll be back. But tomorrow, remember, 5:30 tomorrow, we're going to be on live. We're going to be talking free agency. We are going to cover free agency tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of news, a lot of stuff going on. So please make sure you join us tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel right now. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel right now. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified anytime that I'm live, drop a video, post in my community section, so you can be notified tomorrow when I go live. I'm telling you the time, 5:30, but I still want you to be notified. All right, make sure you share it, like the video. Enjoy your weekend, though. I know free agency is going to be whatever. So, see, this is a good thing. It's on YouTube. You could be out with your family doing whatever you do. You go to Six Flags, bowling, whatever you're doing, swimming, because it's going to be hot outside. You can still follow along with free agency, because I got you. That's what I'm saying. I got you. Appreciate you guys, man. I'm out for the night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon, man. 5:30.